Essentially, we live, baby. We live, baby. Let me go and set my shit up. Because the nigga we about to bust a retwist, baby. Yeah. We about to bust a retwist. Yeah. Crazy part is, I don't know where I should do it. I'm going to do it right here just because I feel like it's going to give me more space. No, I'm going to do it over there. Actually, I'm going to do it at the computer desk. And then when I think I got some company coming through. When she get here, then hell no, nigga, I'm about to do it in the middle. What the fuck is we talking about? It's easier for me, baby. Easier for me that way, baby. Easier for me that way, baby. Little baby. Boom. I got the club Shay. We about to get that rocking. I got to get the mic ready. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Got to get the mic rocking because it keep picking up. It pick up everything. It be picking up everything. It be picking up everything. Pick up everything. Pick up everything. Pick up. I'm taking a long time, but I gotta get started. Cause this shit gonna take all motherfucking night. This shit gonna take all motherfucking night. Trying to retwist some motherfucking hair. That shit about to take all fucking day. I gotta get started. For y'all, hold on. What else I need to do? Oh. Alright. Gotta get the mics and shit plugged in. What is this tape on here for? Where did that shit come from? Don't matter. Don't matter. Let me turn y'all around towards me for a second. Turn it toward me for a second. We can turn on the similarities and shit. Filters. Turn that down. And now I gotta add a mic real quick. So it'll stop picking up. There we go. Get connected, bitch. It's turned on. Why is that bitch so high like that? Oh, wait. That's why. Because it's using the right mic. That's what's up. Let me see. I want to make sure you're using the right. Alright. Oh, yeah, that's it right there.
Stand up when you're doing the movie. You really can't do television. The movie at the same time.
Alright. On my light. Running on my light. Want a slice? Got to roll the dice. Bring y'all over here with me like that. Boom. That's just a turn. Hold on. Cause I ain't. Turn it up a little bit. Turn me up in the headphones. Yes, sir. There you go. Okay. Boom. That's perfect. Now, you see, I got my little microphone. My little yeah. Now, I'm about to just put it down.
Unless you Kevin Hart. You know what I'm saying? Lord knows. I don't know how he.
I don't know how that Kevin.
The leprechaun. He just do it all. Like, you know.
I don't know how. I don't know when he sleep or how he sleep.
I was like, he was on the commercial after a commercial one day. I called him. I said, Kevin, enough. All right.
All my life, grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life I've been grinding all my life.
Hello, welcome to another edition of Club Shay. I am your host, Shannon Sharp. I'm also the proprietor of Club Shay, the guy that's stopping by for conversation and a drink today. Man, he wears a lot of hats. He's an actor, comedian, game show host, executive producer, director, entrepreneur. He also has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, one of the original OGs of the Kings of Comedy. Over 3 decades in the industry, the legend, Cedric the Entertainer.
Say how you doing, bro? What up, bro? What's going on?
Hold on. I don't think I've ever read this many.
That's
Actor,
nice.
comedian, game show host, executive producer, director, entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah.
The OG.
Yeah. 2 Taco Bells in Omaha, Nebraska.
You got 2 Taco Bells?
I just everybody be like, yo, man, I thought they was saying Taco Bells.
Of all the things that I read off, what are you most proud of?
I think for me it's just, all of it. I love to act. I love being a father. I love being a husband. I like making people laugh on all platforms.
Okay.
So I really just like the fact that more than anything,
You can wear all those hats.
My career has said that I've tried to do and have done a lot of things.
You mentioned you and I was talking off camera, and you say you grew up in Caruthersville,
Yeah.
Missouri, which is a small town near the Arkansas border, moved to St. Louis. When you were growing up in Caruthersville, what was Cedric? What were you thinking? What did he want to be?
At that time, you wanted to be an athlete. Everybody, that was a small town lifestyle, So, you were kind of taught to play sports. And my mother was a school teacher. So, education was a big part of our
grades.
Yeah. So that was a big part of my, kind of like internal household. It was just my mother and my younger sister, myself. And so, but the relatives, all your uncles and cousins, it's like, yo, you gotta play sports, man. You gotta get out of here.
Okay.
So, but I was also as a young kid, I can remember being a very kind of fun, gregarious kid that had the jokes and was quick-witted, even as a kid.
But you couldn't be too, because your mom was a school teacher. She was gonna hear about you acting a fool in class.
I told people that. I said I never was the class clown. Everybody was like, "You was the class clown." I'm like, "Nah, I wasn't the class clown. I'll just shoot mine like ha, and then sit down." Because they actually, when we moved to St. Louis, they were actually, my mother taught in the same school district that we went to.
Okay.
She taught elementary. I was more in junior high school at that time, and so, but the teachers all knew each other.
Correct.
So they was like, oh, if I did something crazy, they called my mother quick. I remember I wanted to be bad one year, and I didn't smoke, but I used to want to hang out with all the kids that like smoke cigarettes. And my grades dropped. My mom was like, what is going on? I said, I just want to be bad, mama. I just want to be bad.
What were the PTA meetings like?
With the mom?
Yeah.
Again, for the most part, she just kind of sit there and, want to hear what we did and, and what we did wrong. But she was always there. That's one of the reasons why also, I was a pretty good athlete.
Right.
But my mother was a single mother raising us, and she picked me up from football practice one time. And because I didn't really know all the stuff, I was in my junior high, my freshman year. I'm in football practice with some church socks on. So because I wanted to look good. I had my athletic socks on, and then I had some matching, church socks that looked good with my uniform. And my coach saw it and just was like, what you doing, pretty boy? And basically made me be the tackle dummy for the linebackers and the defensive end. Yeah. And I was just literally running play. My mother came to pick me up and saw them big dudes, put me in the ground. That was it. I was off the football team.
That was it. That was it.
Like, I was begging. She was like, nah, I ain't gonna do my baby like that.
Okay, so now your athletic career is over.
That's over.
When did you realize that you wanted to be a comedian? How did that happen?
That was really much later, to be honest. I was, like I say, as I got transitioned from athletics, started doing the school plays.
Okay.
A wild choice to make back then.
Okay.
That wasn't
yeah. Now, how did that How did that go over?
You know, again, it was a certain stigma
Yeah, you know.
to that back in there, even
Yes.
more in that time. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? So, the fact that I wanted to be in plays, then it became this thing like, oh, are you too much of a mama's boy? You know. But I was funny. In the first play I got in, I played. I don't even remember what the character was, but I remember it was funny, and I made people laugh.
So acting was probably the first thing that you wanted to do, even before becoming a comedian.
Probably, and didn't recognize it, right? Didn't have, but and at that time the schools had those kind of programs.
Right.
We had band, we had plays and
Called it
theater
drama
department,
club.
yeah, and it was serious. By the time I got to high school, like it was like dope teachers and people really taught you how to act, and so I became strong at that, and that's kind of the choice I made from there on out.
So you doing the drama thing, knowing the stigma that came with that. They probably making fun of you. So you're like, okay. When did you realize that you can make something of this?
If you've been injured in a car accident, don't call an attorney. Use this AI app instead. That's what I did, and it's how I got this $100,000 check in less than 30 seconds. I know it sounds crazy, but trust me, if you've been injured in a car accident, I'm about to turn your world upside down. So I was in a car accident a few months ago.
I think, like again, during those times I sang in groups. I was like, kind of where the whole name came from. I used to sing, I used to dance. I was trying to, I told my mother I wanted to go to like a high school like Fame.
Right, okay.
At that time, I was like, Mom, I'm good. I can do all that, you know. And the only one we had in St. Louis was like in the inner city, and it was like really far. 20 miles from my house. I would have had to take the buses. Again, she a single mother. She didn't pull me off the football team.
Right.
Ain't no way she gonna let me take a bus across town to go to school.
Right.
So that was out. But I just did what I could in that area. Got in singing groups. Always was like trying to perform different ways. And I think that's when I knew I can entertain the crowd.
Right.
But it didn't really happen until I got in college and I started like doing a radio show, and just all these kind of things just led to me recognizing my personality and I could hold an audience.
Right.
And and I started comedy much later than like I was out of school. I was working for State Farm, and a dude that was a comedian used to borrow things that I say and was like, "Yo, you could be a comedian."
Right.
And he just told me to sign me up for a comedy competition.
How did you come up with the name Cedric the Entertainer?
That was I told you the story before. It's a very I don't know what you call it, serendipity, right?
Right.
Like I used to go by a lot of different names. I used to have
I know the word Cheerios. You
Oh,
can't use that one no more.
man.
You can't use Cheerios.
Come on, man. Cheerio lit. That's lit, dog.
How did you? First of all, how did you land on Cheerios? Of all the names.
Hey man, so all I remember was it used to be a comedian named Kodak.
Okay.
And and he used to go by Kodak. Everybody knew him, and he had the one name. So I had my name. My name is Cedric. I used to do by Cedric. And then when people would announce my real last name, I just didn't really like that as a comedian name.
Right.
So I was trying to come up with a name, and so I was like, cheer me, happy. And my name is Cedric. It's a C in it. I'm Cheerio.
Right.
Like, yeah. It just came out. I had the necklace and everything, dog. I used to have a chain.
So obviously, okay, you start out, you doing the acting, you like the drama aspect of it, but you go to the comedian side.
Yeah.
Did you know eventually that becoming a comedian would lead you to be in movies?
Well, it was starting to be around that time. Like, like this is late 80s, 87-ish, 89. So you start to see, like of course we had the super famous guys. So it was, Richard Pryor and the Bill Cosbys at that time and the Red Foxes. But then Eddie Murphy was popping off, right? And he was young.
Yes.
He was a guy that felt like us, right? So you start to see like, oh, young people then, shortly after came the Living Colors, and then you started to know people like Martin. And then, and I, at that time, just through stand-up, met Steve Harvey. So it was one of those times where you start to recognize, like, all right, cool, comedy could be a way out. Like, it started to grow. But, beforehand, you would just think you could never, because everybody was big time. You know, if you didn't know the low level people. You only knew the big names, and there was very few of them. So that didn't really seem like a true path, to stardom.
You mentioned that you got your start in the late '80s, but you see the transition that a lot of the comedians made. You look at Richard Pryor being a comedian, and then he's huge.
Yes.
You see Eddie Murphy, comedian, he's huge.
Yes.
Obviously, Red Fox and some of the others. Did you think, man, that could be my path?
Once it started to happen, like once I tried stand up, and I mean the first time I ever did it, I got a standing ovation and won $500. So I what? And that was the most money I made at one time, because I had jobs, I had corporate jobs and did well, but not like somebody hand you a bunch of cash. Like he was like, yo, like, and I started doing the math. Like if I can do this 3 nights a week, I'll be killing my job.
So while you're selling insurance, or you're with State Farm.
Yeah.
Are you doing the comedian on the side?
Yeah, I was a claims adjuster, so I handled the wreck afterwards.
Okay.
And show up,
So you the one that underselling that it ain't worth that. I give you I give you 500 on the total cost.
Yeah, exactly. Well, but your peoples though. They be coming there trying to, this a classic, say it. Like, no, that's a Cutlass. That's it's a classic maybe nowadays, but back then that's an old Cutlass family. I know you love it, but that's not. I can't give you all the money you're trying to get for that.
When you told your mom that you like, Mom, this corporate thing ain't for me. I'm about to become a comedian full time. What was her response?
That was a tough one, because my mother, again, she's from a small town, worked her way up through college, definitely believed in get you a job, corporate. That was the journey that everybody did at that time. If you weren't, like an athlete and, going to be in the NFL or the NBA, then, your best bet was to get a good, get a college degree, get a good corporate job, and work your way up. That was it. And I was on that path. I'm working with State Farm. I got like opportunity. I wear a suit and tie. I got a little corporate card. I got a company credit card. She like, those are the things that you want in life. And I was like, no, I don't. So I remember I told her I wanted to quit and and do comedy, but I had a strategy. I said, I'm not gonna just quit. I want to try to work my way to where it makes sense, but I definitely don't want to do this job.
Right. This is not my 30-year plan.
Yeah, this is not me. And she was like a little saddened by that, thinking that was a good plan. But I remember I told her a joke that I wrote. I wish I could remember this joke exactly, but I just remember I told her a joke that I had written, and we were standing in the kitchen at my childhood house, and she laughed so hard she went to the ground. Okay. And that's my vivid memory of my mother getting who I am. So it was just a dope moment, because I still just remember the fact she laughed that hard, like she was just she was on the ground, and so that was like dope. And so and then she came to a couple of shows. I remember she told me not to curse. So it's so early on in my career, I'm kind of known for not cursing. People think, to this day, people still think I don't curse when I do comedy, but it ain't motherfucking true, Shay.
So when your mom comes, do you have to alter your material when your mom's in the audience?
For sure. I mean, like to a degree. I mean, I end up, of course, trying to honor that and write to things that were just bright and smart and things that try to have a little more context to them. But, if I had jokes that I felt like was a little risque for her, I probably wouldn't do it if she was at the show. Like, that would be a choice to just, just respect on GP. But it was things that if I felt, I mean, we had to talk about this one time. I was like, Mom, if the joke calls for it, like I've tried to do it, like where I do it all clean. But I told her, I said, if I write this joke and it feels like it calls for this naturally, I just got to say it. I don't really want to start to try to alter, my show. But it did help me from going on stage and just literally using curse words as bridges to the next thing, right?
Sometimes a joke calls for a curse word.
Exactly.
There's no other way around it. That's the only bridge that can connect it.
Exactly.
From the beginning to the end is that curse word.
Exactly, and so and you got to trust that as a comedian. It's instinctual, right? But then you also know people that basically just use curse words as a bridge to another thing, and they don't even mean it. They didn't have to say it,
Right.
So it's like why, But you just kind of relax on it, and then people go like, "Oh, he wrong."
Right.
And is he?
Yeah. You mentioned that Steve Harvey. You met Steve Harvey. You and he had a show, the Steve Harvey Show, that was unbelievable. Man, we're gonna talk about your sitcom career, cause man, you be knocking them out the park when you hop on it. That thing going to syndication.
Yeah.
The residuals, them thing nice, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You try to, you know what I'm saying? You open up the mailbox in the OG style. Okay.
When
Let's go somewhere.
the movie, how did you transition from, okay, I'm a comedian, okay, I write this, to having something written for you, and to be able to project that, let the guy that they see on stage, because this is what they want. They want the funny guy, that they seen on stage. They want him to project now for 120 minutes.
Yeah. That was, of course, like, again, I think having my theatrical background from high school and in college, it was a part of like stand-up. Even my early stand-up had a lot of characters in it.
Right.
I would do like full characters and scenes to tell a joke.
Right.
And so I think for me to transition from both television but to film really was a better transition for me because it has a lot more like true natural character stuff. In TV, you trying to deliver a punchline to hit them, right? But in a movie, you can be the guy,
right?
Like you can so Barbershop 1 was one of the first thing. I did another small movie called Ride. That was my first movie, and it had the late great John Witherspoon in it playing my brother and Snoop Dogg. But I was like in good hands because the director was from St. Louis,
okay,
and Millicent Shelton, and then the producers was the Hudlin brothers. They from East St. Louis.
Okay.
So it was like this family situation.
Right.
They took care of, right? Yeah. So, but I think by the time I started doing Barbershop,
Eddie
became.
But you mentioned that how they wanted you to play another part.
Yeah.
And you was like, nah, I'm Eddie.
Yeah.
This me. I got to do Eddie.
Yeah, they wanted. Actually, it was the part that Anthony Anderson ended up playing was what they wanted me to play, and I was like, when I read the script, I was like, no, this old man, I know him, like I can do him, and they were like, you sure? And then they wanted to cast an older actor, and when I came in and did I did the read, they wanted to hear the script, right? And we did the read, and so when I did it, it just was like they got it right away.
Right.
I mean, the voice, the attitude,
right.
Like I could literally do Eddie without even.
I don't know if anybody. It's hard to say that now after seeing you play him in a couple of the series.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe somebody else could have played that part and done a better job than what you did.
Yeah. I mean, for sure, and I believe that too. It was definitely transitional.
That role was meant for you.
Exactly, transformative in my career. It literally transformed me from being, one of the dudes in the group till when that movie came out, I was in the next situation.
He said, you know what? They see you that. Obviously, Ice Cube did a great job in the movie, but now they see you. Not only can you,
who was that in the chat?
Follow up, but you can lead.
Yeah.
Okay. Was the Johnson family led to that?
Exactly.
Right.
And Johnson Family Vacation was again one where I also started to add my producer's hat.
Right.
Because it was a movie that I had that I felt was right for me.
Right.
We took it to the studio and then made the movie the way we wanted to make it.
Right.
So that was really great. That was another great transition of being able to like grow in this business, go from taking your skill and then putting it into place to build another part of your business.
Right. So now you got the hat. You do the TV and you're unbelievable at TV. So how are you juggling? I mean, like when you doing a movie, obviously there's no stand-up gig because a movie you 3-4 months.
Yeah.
There's no TV because you can't
or can you hop back and forth?
You can do stand up when you're doing a movie. You can't do television in a movie at the same time unless you're Kevin Hart. You know what I'm saying? Lord knows, I don't know how he.
I don't know how, man.
The leprechaun, he just do it all. Like
I don't know how. I don't know when he sleeps or how he sleeps.
I was like, he was on the commercial after a commercial one day. I was like, I called him. I said, Kevin, enough. All right, I'm buying it all. I got everything you can sell it. So don't talk to me no more. So
I'm going to talk about your wine.
oh yeah, man.
You came out with a wine, Zeta Napa Valley Red,
Yeah.
which was inspired by your mom, Rosetta,
Yeah.
and served as an educator for 30 years. Obviously, I have a cognac also. Tell us about the process of coming up with a wine or coming up with something that's going to honor your mother, because obviously when someone does that, that person had a tremendous influence, an impact on their life, and you want the world to know who this woman is.
Yeah, I mean, again, my mother didn't really drink much or, have, that kind of lifestyle, but she would like a glass of wine every now and then. So, of course, I've been approached like so many people about different brands, partner with, liquor companies and liquor brands. And, a friend of mine had started working in Napa, and then another friend that I have a business with knew the winery. Mm-hmm. And I just went to go meet the guy one day. We sat on the wine, in the vineyard, chilled, talked, got to know each other, started laughing, started drinking, and then he liked to do philanthropic things with wine.
Right.
And so we started to develop this idea that my mother was an educator and into literacy, so we can develop a wine and give to literacy programs, and so that's how we developed the Zeta. And, I started to really understand the wine, started tasting it, started explain what I wanted, and got something that I felt is very special. I wish I'd have brought you a bottle. It's like very special that it's a great wine, man. People enjoy it. It's doing really well. Mm-hmm. And we're actually, on our second vintage, so we're like popping off right now.
Congrats on that.
Yeah.
The TV, Steve Harvey was your first.
Yeah.
Then you had your own.
Yeah, so I went Steve Harvey, then I did Said Entertainment Presents.
Yep.
That was on Fox. Then we went to the Soul Man.
Yep.
And now The Neighborhood.
Right.
So, and I had a couple pilots all in between, but those are the ones that ran, like,
In The Neighborhood now is in syndication.
Yeah, Neighborhood syndication, Soul Man syndication, Steve Harvey show. And, we only did one season of Said Entertainment Presents, and it's unfortunate because it's got great skits on there. But it was around that same time that the Chappelle show was popping off too, and so it just those two things were in competition as far as the audience goes, I guess.
When you sit down and you do TV, what are you trying to get across? What do you want the audience to see? What do you want them to know? What do you want them to feel?
For me, like I said, growing up in a small town, my biggest memory of watching TV was watching it with my grandmother. Mm-hmm. That was her thing when she came home and chill. There's the grandkids, we all kind of gather around her. So I remember shows like Hee Haw.
But Hee Haw was
and Laughing.
Right.
And so
the Jeffersons, Good Time, All in the Family,
all that stuff, man. And so it was that feeling of knowing that when people come home, they want to laugh, they want to be with each other, and they want to be able to do something. So that's the same feeling I'm trying to give when I do a TV show. I'm trying to tell you a story and allow you to kind of come into these people's world that makes you laugh, and you can sit back and just watch their stuff and have a good time. And that's, and if every now and then from the Jeffersons and from Good Times, you learn every now and then you can put in a real message. You can say something important, but it ain't a requirement.
Right.
Yeah.
When you were sitting there watching those, did you ever think you would have one of those?
Oh, no. Again, you think about being in a small town like that in Missouri, that's so far removed. That's so far removed. So far away. And even, once you get to Hollywood, you realize how far it is away. I just remember came up on the Comic View, really getting my popularity in the black as a comedian in the black community.
Yes.
So I remember used to really being black famous. Right. And people in Hollywood had no idea who I was. Right. So I was super, I went to Detroit dog, I might shut this ball down,
Right.
you know. But you come out here, you go in the meeting like Cedric the interrogator. Oh, I love you, love your stuff, Cecil. You're so funny. You'd be like, it's Cedric.
You have Patti LaBelle on your show, and she plays your mother.
Yes.
What's it like working with Patti? Did she bring you any pie?
Man, it was COVID, so she couldn't bring anything. I was trying to talk her into, cooking, because and she's actually made food for me before, like
Okay.
so. Miss Patty can get down.
Oh, she
so,
get down like that?
Yeah, so that's like another thing that people don't know. Like even when she's on tour,
Right.
she have a whole kitchen come in, so
Right.
she cooks. So, but it was COVID. We couldn't really do any of these things. But she's so great. She's gracious. She actually, I do a big fundraiser for my mom in St. Louis, and she was one of the first people to say yes to come in and perform for that, have a big gala, and so she's just great. So when I called her to come and play my mother, it just was really kind of full circle, because that was the only one my mother got to see before she passed, was when Patty came. So
Right.
that was great. So it was like she was the only one lady. I mean, other than Gladys Knight, there was the two that
Right.
I wanted to be my mama.
Right.
Like,
We talked about earlier, and like telling jokes, but now said we're in a different time.
Yeah.
Things that were funny and you could say about different groups,
Yeah.
you can't say as much now, or you can't say it all. How do you walk that line? Do you go right up to it? Because I mean, still, Chappelle.
Yeah.
Chappelle's like, look, I'm a comedian,
Yeah.
and my job sometimes is to offend people. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the joke. I'm gonna say what needs to be said, and you do with it. But I think he's different because Chappelle doesn't need. He's walked away from Hollywood.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
he said, I don't really need Hollywood. I'm gonna tell these jokes because I can go sell my to Netflix and we cool.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna go do stand up and we cool. How do you walk that line, Sid?
I mean, it's the thing that you have to be most aware of. I think as a comedian, of course, your job is to be, a provocateur, orator of the world, the way you see it. It's important for comedians to be free to say things in the way they see it and the way they want to say it. So I'm a big fan of that.
Right.
And at the same time, I'm on CBS.
The Tiffany.
Okay, so I pretty much know if I say something that crossed the line, it won't necessarily just affect my livelihood, but again, having a big TV show means that you hire. I probably have, a crew and a staff of 130 people
Right.
that work for me, and if I'm willing to just fall on the sword of some joke and ruin it for everybody else, it's not really responsible.
Right.
So I think about it that way as well. So certain things, yeah, you might want to say it, and then you decide. When I'm on that stand-up stage, I feel like it's my duty to be free up there.
Yeah.
So I don't try to, temper myself too much, and at the same time, my brand and who I am in general is not necessarily to offend.
Right.
My joke's gonna have they can be offensive to some, and
But,
I'm
there's
sure
a
that they-
message. And at the end of the day, a comedian job, yeah, he wants to be funny, but he's trying to get a message for. He's trying to. Because
Yeah.
a lot of things happen. These are truth that I made funny.
Yeah, exactly. And I always say this too: if you could kind of stand in the truth of what you believe, then that's that. You're gonna have your argument. People gonna have dissenting opinions. So be it. You know what I mean? But if I believe I'm really truthful about this, and I'm not saying something for shock value or just to be rude or just to feel like I'm, being.
You ain't up there trying to be the old Andrew Dice Clay.
Right. I'm just contrary for the hell of it.
Right.
Like just gonna be rude to people.
Right.
Like that ain't dope to me. So.
When you look at the fallout, I don't know what your feelings are on what transpired at the Oscars, but looking at the fallout and the aftermath, do you believe Will Smith will ever be what he once was?
I think it'll be tough. I think that it really will be a tough call. I know that that this is a town that is about that business of business, and Will Smith has proven to be a box office star. Has that star been dampered or dim? Sure. So
Right.
will the people take these chances? Yeah. And if he's able to do it again and hit when he hit, King Richard was out at the time that it happened, but it's again a successful movie that still plays every day, right? And he won the Oscar the night he did the actual deed, and
Right.
so people don't relate them as the same thing,
Right.
for whatever reason, right? There's that deed, and then King Richard, and you're like, oh, I like that movie, and I'm willing to watch it, maybe because it's about Serena and them in a bigger story, but I don't put them in the same category. So, you know, I mean, they're both good dudes to me, and
Right.
so it was unfortunate to see it happen. You know, and I'm two sides in the coin. I got in trouble for a joke because I felt like sometimes, you know, somebody got to get the shit slapped out of them. I ain't
Right.
saying
It should have been Chris,
should
but
be
some-
Chris,
but
but I
somebody-
mean, people act like that ain't a real thing in life. Like that's a thing that people forget because we live in this Twitter world,
Right.
and everybody feel like they can say what they want to say, and people forget. Oh, it's a part of the world. Somebody exists. You might get the shit slapped out of you.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying it
Did-
should be
did-
Chris.
Did the apology seem sincere? I mean, he's come out. I mean, I thought when he got up there to accept the award, said, "This is just me." He apologized to everyone, the Academy, and this one and that one, but not the man he had just slapped.
He was mad that night. He was really mad, dog. And like, I don't know exactly what the thing was, but what all I tell people, in my opinion, is for you to physically get up and go and walk 20 feet
In that place.
to in any
At
place,
that moment.
Any place. If you ever been in a fight, bro,
Yeah.
you understand. Like you on that football field, y'all out there grinding. If you get outside yourself
Mm-hmm.
for the moment that you literally about to fight another person, you not who you are.
Right.
Period. It just don't happen unless you a brute.
Right.
Like if you a brute and you walk around thugging people,
Right.
that's you. But most human beings, dog, for me to literally go, I'm gonna walk up and slap shit out.
Right.
I'm not me right
Right.
now. I'm outside my normal way of being, and that's the truth. Because I've had physical altercations, and I can remember not knowing what happened, why.
Why? What led to it?
I just it was on. You said something, you spit on me, you called me there, it happened, we went. We
Right.
didn't, you know, everything else was out the window, all the decorum. And,
Yeah.
the
What about the
proper-
movie? What about the movie?
Yeah, what about the
guy
movie?
with
What
the-
am I doing? Oh, this dude walked 30 feet to
He
do that.
did.
You don't do that, dog. You don't do that in a natural sense of state. That's not a human reaction to something unless you wake up every day as a villain.
Right.
That's what villains do.
Right.
But a normal person ain't gonna walk 30 feet to go slap somebody. You mad, for real.
What's going on with the comedians? I just saw last week Michael Blackson and Cat Williams was beefing. Michael Blackson said something about, you know, comedians can be forgiven. I think he said that Cat Williams smoked crack. Cat took offense to that. We see Monique and DL was going back and forth. Monique has since apologized. But y'all like rappers. Y'all can't we just get along?
Man, that's
What's up with the comedian
I
beef?
need the chains, man. We like rappers, man. I would need a little baby chain. No, you know, I think that again, we live in a world where we definitely more accessible to people, and you know, the idea that somebody makes any comment about anything, then people could take that any soundbite, cut it up in a way that makes it an offensive statement,
Right.
right? And if people take that, and we live in a world where that comes to fruition, then you have a lot of misunderstandings.
Right.
You do have people jumping on these things for the idea of the fodder of it all, like
Right.
the idea. So half the time, you know, those incidents don't even, you know, be real. Like, you
Right.
know, again, people end up apologizing because they go like, oh, I didn't even have all my facts.
Right.
You know, oh, at the time, I didn't know, I was just mad, and it comes off good because we all live in this, if I put it on my Instagram, then it's true.
Right.
You know, so that's what I really feel that's happening in the world of comedy now, because it is a bunch of measurements about who is the best and why, and who, you know, and some people base it on money, some people base it on funny.
Right.
So, you know, like, and people start to measure themselves by that kind of thing.
Right.
And, you know, luckily for me, I'm just from a generation where we out the way. At least for me, like I don't.
Well, you and Cat. I mean, Cat say you stole one of his jokes.
Yeah, like I mean, it was ridiculous. You know what I mean? It was like the idea of the joke that he was even talking about don't even match up with no timeline. So for me, it was one of those things like.
Did you have a conversation? Did you guys sell it? Did you have a conversation with Cat?
Well, I responded to him the way he responded to me, but that's what I said as well. I've seen Cat, you know, even before then.
Right.
I've seen this guy 30 times. Like, dog, if you literally was that
Upset
upset
about
about
it.
it, like, dog,
Just
why
step
you-
to him and say, hey,
yeah,
hey,
why
say
you
what
say
you-
nothing? Like, that don't even make sense. This is some internet shit, and that's all I can say. So, you know, when I responded to him, he didn't respond back to me, and I left it at that.
Do you feel that someone else has stolen some of your material?
Oh, that's a part of this business.
Right.
Like, you know, and I think that, you know, sometimes it's intentional and sometimes it's not.
Right.
Like, you know, like I would say sometimes people will hear a joke or take slice of your material and make it their thing, right? But the origin of the joke came from you,
Right.
And so that's happened. That's a part of it. That is not an uncustomary thing.
Right.
Now everybody knows that comedians, your job is to write original material.
Right.
Your job is to have original point of view. So I'm not saying that that's not something that can't happen. But this particular thing didn't happen. But in general, yes, I've had people take my joke.
I would definitely recommend MIAT. It helped me, and I've even gone back to the school to see my old teachers.
Graduate from HVACR technician training in just 9 months. Visit MIAT.edu.
You hear?
Did they make it funnier than you made it?
I don't. Maybe for them. You know what I'm saying? It works for them. They put it in their set.
Right.
Like you hear it, like you're like, yo, dog, that's my joke. Like you just changed it a little bit, but that's my joke.
You look at Aries Spears, and I want to talk about him and his thing to Lizzo. Was that off limits, off base?
Again, it's a branding thing. Like that's a Aries Spears brand as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? Like he's a guy that take them kind of chances to tell jokes.
Right.
You know, his sense of humor, that's the
Right.
that's the space he goes to. So, for him, he was telling the joke. Like for the media and the people, we want to get into fat shaming or whatever the topic of the day is, right? So you can at least easily offend anybody at any time.
Right.
So that's the point, I think, for me. I don't, I think it's distasteful. It just ain't my taste.
Right.
But
if you make a joke about someone, theoretically, you can offend. Every joke you tell that happens to be about someone can be offensive. Whether you talk about someo's speech impediment, whether you talk about the way they walk, the way they look.
Exactly.
So you can offend. If somebody wants to be offended, they can be offended by what you say.
Yeah, we was talking about this the other day because on Kings of Comedy, B. Mac, late great Bernie Mac, he got a whole joke about a challenge, disability.
Yes, made a challenge.
Right? You can't say none of that now.
Right.
You couldn't do no parts of that joke. He called the little boy, the kids, and all the kids that was growing up. His nieces and nephews called him the F word.
Yeah.
Right. You can't do none of that no more. But these things was exactly at that time considered funny.
Right.
So if you start to retro people of what they said and how they said it or what they said in life, and now here we go charging them for the crime today. That is, that's a hard thing to do to someone who's supposed to be speaking freely.
I'm going to continue on this, but I want to go back. Pryor, Murphy, some of the guys and the jokes that they told back then, how would they survive in today's climate?
Dude, we watched Delirious the other day. We like, nope. We just start counting off jokes like wouldn't be there. Eddie Murphy ain't really that good. You find yourself trapped in that story. Like if I had to take off all the jokes Eddie Murphy couldn't say nowadays, you'd be like,
Yeah.
But that's the difference, right? Climate, the times we live in, what's acceptable in society, and we just got to a point again. We just have a lot more exposure to each other. We have a lot more growth that's happened as people.
Right.
So sensitivity, awareness about things that just wouldn't be acceptable. None of the gay culture would be acceptable. Like back then.
Right.
None of it.
None.
Let alone how it's grown into multiple letters. You know what I mean? So that's something that just was. You have to understand this is the world that we live in, and then you. As a person growing and accepting and understanding that we live in a great big wide world, and that's the thing. And I think if people literally just truly trusted that part,
right.
then you wouldn't have to castigate against anybody that was different than you. You don't really care.
Tiffany Haddish says that she lost everything.
Yeah.
It was because of some old skits. Because she kind of like Aries Spears said what he said about Lizzo. They went back and started dragging up skits that she was involved in, and then she kind of got dragged into something that she really didn't have anything to do with, and it's like, oh, but you remember, and this came out, and somebody wanted to sue her, and then the charges were dropped, but the damage is already done.
Yes. I mean, that's and again, those are the things that again we live in accusatory point the finger at you first. and then you have to.
And
deal
it's
with
guilty.
that.
I mean, it's not no longer innocent until proven guilty. You're guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah, and anything like I say, I could throw you anything out there in out of context of like how it was shot, when it was shot, what it was about, and then if you saw it as that thing raw, you're gonna be like, oh man, that's terrible. Which again, to us today, that particular joke just was distasteful. I don't know exactly who would even have shot that, but,
or thought that was funny,
even at the time, at any time. But however, somebody thought it was funny,
right?
And they did it, right? So, and now here it is, this many years later, and it, adversely affect her for real.
Right.
Like it hit her career in a real way, man. So.
Have you talked to her? Has she?
I reached out to her. We text back and forth when it first happened. Of course, these are not the times when people want to just be taking 100 phone calls. But, she knows that I got love for her, and, just really just trying to make, in my, just wanting the case to be, of course, if it was really a bad case against her, just really rooting for her. That's all, that's all I can say.
Growing up in St. Louis, I mean, you guys have. I mean, obviously, you got a great baseball team when in the late '60s, with Bob Gibson. The Cards were unbelievable.
Lou Brock.
Yes. Kurt Flood. Now you look at Jason Tatum. You got Bradley Beal, Ezekiel Elliott. How proud are you for those guys being from St. Louis? You're from St. Louis.
Yeah.
You probably remember. I don't know. You're probably the age of a lot of these guys' parents.
Yeah.
And so how proud are you from, like, I got some homies that made it doing it big.
Man, I mean, it's big. I mean, because St. Louis, though it's a big city, it's a small town.
Right.
Like, and so that connection is very real. So we love that. You love to see people pop off and come represent the city.
Right.
I mean, so it don't even matter what team they play for. At this point, you hold it down for them, right?
Right.
Like we in St. Louis, we didn't grow up as no Celtics fans.
Right.
But if Jason playing, like, we rooting for the Celtics, right? That's our whole thing. Ezekiel,
you can't root for the Cowboys.
Yeah, that never really happened. That's what I was gonna say. I was like, Ezekiel, he on his own.
Yeah.
I
wish you the best.
Yeah, but I see you after the game. You know what I'm saying? Take your jersey off and we all meet up.
Right.
Put your St. Louis hat back on and you good.
Yeah.
Did
you know Nelly before you guys blew? I mean, before you became Ced the Entertainer, before he became Nelly Mo? Did you guys know each other?
Yeah, so I was young Ced the Entertainer, so I was actually popping off. I used to do a variety show, like a talent show.
Yeah.
And so I would come back to St. Louis and do this talent show. And Nelly then was a local with a local hit, doing really well. So I hired them to be like the final act.
Okay.
So they didn't compete. They was just like the person that everybody came to see.
Right.
And that was my first time meeting them. And that particular night, when I saw the group, it was the whole Lunatics. Nelly was automatically the star.
Right.
And so I just remember when they got their deal, everybody, they came to me like, yo, they want to just sign Nelly. We ain't going. I said, guys, like, y'all need to really, like, learn the truth about yourself.
Right.
Nelly the star.
Right. Yeah.
Like, if y'all, and Nelly will take y'all with him, but y'all can't expect to go in there with 6 people, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's not happening in big business.
No,
like, that's small.
The group thing over.
That's
the OJs, the Ford Talk, the Philly Jackson fight.
Yeah, ain't nobody.
Remember they cut the Jackson 5 to 1. It was Michael.
See? It started out, they did it all because they was family.
Yes.
It was smart. They was like, yo, everybody come on in. We got it. What's the other boy name? Marlon. Okay, we're going to do. That's what they call him in the contract.
Yeah.
Got Jackie, we need him.
Yeah.
Jermaine, he writes some songs sometimes. Tito play the bass, that's good. We need him, kind of. But then, and what's the other boy name?
You got Jermaine,
Marlon.
Jackie, Marlon.
Oh, yeah, Marlon. Yeah.
No.
So come on, bring Marlon.
Yeah.
And then Randy came and he was like, all right, cool. That's how they signed them.
So, yeah. I'm looking.
We can't just get Michael.
I'm looking at your parents. Your parents went to an HBCU, kudos, Lincoln University.
Yeah.
You graduated from a PWI, Southwest Missouri State. Why did you go
Southeast?
Southeast, my bad.
Yeah,
Why did you go to an HBCU?
Grades.
Man, you made it back then. The grades.
Back then, you could get in.
Yeah.
No, you know what? Lincoln at the time when my mother went to school, we went to go visit, again, HBCUs they have to fight hard for
funding.
get funding, and it just was a situation where the Southeast Missouri was actually between Caruthersville and St. Louis.
Right.
So the reason it was attractive to me because that was the route that I knew.
Right.
Like my whole life, we kind of go back to Caruthersville. When we moved to St. Louis, we go back. That was our little trip.
Right.
So Cape Girardeau, where it sat, it just felt like a place where I knew I was going to be comfortable going away. And then at that time, they were doing a program where they really needed minority students, so they gave me the most money.
Yeah, well, you got to
go. Situation, so that was it.
Yeah,
it just became a great environment.
The financial aid.
Aid.
The financial aid package was a little better in Southeast.
Yeah, especially if you don't have no grades.
Right. Did you spend any time at an HBCU? Did you go to Lincoln? Did you party at Lincoln?
Oh yeah. Definitely went to Lincoln, partied there.
That's an experience.
I
think everybody, and I tell people,
Howard. We went to Howard.
You got to experience black college.
Yeah.
A homecoming or a game, to see the battle of the bands, to see the major the drum majors, to go on campus and see the step show.
Yes. Yeah. No, they go hard. Like it was definitely that kind of environment.
An experience.
Yeah, for sure. Like and you realize you miss it. Like because I remember I used to always want to go to Grambling. Like back then. Because they marching band used to be so cold.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I want to go to Grambling, and it just looked like a fun environment. And then of course, Different World came in, started making black colleges look like it was like all the babes was there. You like, I want to do that.
You pledged Kappa.
Yeah.
Why?
With legacy, I mean,
y'all pretty boys.
Yeah, then a lot of people miss it when they look at me.
Yeah, because I would put you
in
a Q.
I
say, yeah, you
close.
I say you a Q. I say you a Q.
It's the dimple. Did you get it? Because it's a lot for me to get.
So were you good? Were you good with the cane? Were you good?
I was cold with the cane.
You cold with the cane? Come on, say.
Hey. I was cold with the cane. That was my move. So but
So what was your line name?
Yeah, I was Dark Vader.
Okay.
Dark Vader. So but my uncle, my only coolest uncle. I mean, I got several uncles, but my coolest uncle, my mother's favorite brother, was a Kappa. Yeah. So he was the guy that was that kind of sharp. He is a pretty boy, good looking man. Always been a good looking dude. But he was that family symbolism that I was like, that's me right there. So.
Since safety is always top of mind for us, having Grainger as a partner, they make it very easy for us to keep our events safe. Being able to have these supplies that we need readily available makes for a very quick response time.
You and Steve Harvey are great friends. Steve is a Q.
Yeah.
You're a Kappa. How did you guys become such great friends?
I mean, really over the time, it was really interesting. It kind of happened very early. I got stuck in Dallas one time. I was supposed to perform at at an all-white comedy club. When I got there, they told me they didn't need me, and I was supposed to make $350. I drove down there. I had $100 and was gonna make $350, and they told me they didn't need me. So now,
but I'm gonna need that $350 though. I understand. I'm not gonna go on, but I need that $350.
What? I need that. Like. All I got is $100 now. Like that would have been $450. That's a whole nother number.
Yeah.
$450. I'm talking about who drinking. If I got $450, if I got $450 on me, come on. I'm walking in the bar like who drinking? Man?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but $100.
No,
that's all.
I'm drinking.
Yeah, that's me. Get that one and get a single. Give me a single. I'm gonna drink it like it's hot coffee. Whatever.
So what was it? What was it about Steve Harvey that you said, man, this is a good dude? And
well, he's kind of always been the person that he is, like very entrepreneur, very kind of go-getter, a fixer. So Steve he was popular on the white comedy circuit, but he started a black night in Dallas.
Right.
So I went and I was down on my luck. I was stuck, and he knew who I was through another comedian, and then put me on stage. And so I went up and I rocked it. He gave me 5 minutes at the end of the night. I got a standing ovation. It just so happens that the headliner wasn't really killing it. And he was like, well, if you come back every night, I'm going to talk to the owner, see if I can give you a little something. Right. So he basically, that's what I did. I came back every night. He put me on. He gave me $200, and that was love. And then booked me to come back as my own headliner.
Right.
So from there, we just connected. We just became friends. We had a good vibe with each other. it was always, cool, and it was, turned into this, brother situation. We just became partners, man. So it was easy. We never, try to get in each other's way. He do his thing, I do mine, and we get together, we kick it, and that's it.
How do you become the host of a BET Comic View and Def Comedy Jam? How did that happen?
So BET Comic View really was, again, one of those things I feel like
It was some
God
great
looking out,
comics
bro.
that came through that.
It was, man. And God be looking out, because I was back at home. I was in St. Louis. I was like hosting local comedy things, but I had written a lot of jokes, and I wanted to go on television. But I had been on Def Comedy Jam the season before, and they wouldn't let me back on.
Right.
And I had all these jokes, and I was like, I got to go on TV. So I was like, I'm gonna do Comic View. And I remember all my contemporaries like, man, don't go to BET after you've been on HBO. Like, that's a step down. Don't do that. You're gonna mess up your thing, And I was like, oh man, I got to get these jokes off.
Right.
So it just so happened that DL had decided to step down, and that year I went, they said we're gonna find a new host by a competition.
Right.
But I was already a beast. I didn't really. I was like on some others, and so I won easily, and then became the host and became a household name. Like I was, because at that time Comic View came on every night, so it was like the news. So you and that's why I was black famous. I was like in black households. Yeah. I was on every night. Everybody knew me. Like I was like,
Comic View was unbelievable.
Yeah, and then we had, like you say, from Comic View in my era. Yeah, you had the Earthquakes when I was hosting.
Yep.
Earthquakes, Cheryl Underwood, DC Curry.
Yeah.
It was
Dale
so many-
Gibbons, yeah.
Well, Dale came from Def Jam.
Yeah.
She blew up on Def Jam.
Chucky Ducky was on there.
Chucky Ducky, Jamario and Jamario.
Jamario, yeah.
Hamburger ain't gonna happen.
Hamburger.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but so many great people came from that little era.
Right.
Samoa,
yeah.
Samoa, one of the best. She one of the best.
When you did the Steve Harvey show, did you know the Steve Harvey show was going to take off like it did?
It felt like it. When we did it, Steve and I, we were great friends. It was his show, and he asked for me. He wanted me to be on his show, and I actually had a deal to do my own show at that time, and so I thought it was smart to ride, because I actually went to go see Steve do his other show, Me and the Boys.
Right.
So he used to have a show, Me and the Boys, that was dope, and I went to see how it worked, and it got canceled.
Right.
So when I had a deal to do my own show, I was wise enough to feel like I wanted to ride shotgun first.
Right.
I was like, I don't want to be in the driver's seat. I want to ride shotgun and
See how
watch
that
how
thing
it's
work.
done and do that. And so that's what I did. And it was great because we was already partners. We was having a good time. We laughed a lot. And then the Kings of Comedy came right like in the third year of it, maybe, of doing Steve Harvey show. And then we blew up even more so. So it was like, we just had a great run.
That's what I want to ask. Kings of Comedy. How did that group come? It was you, DL, Steve Harvey. Steve was more of the host, and Bernie.
Yeah.
How did they put you four guys together? Of all the black male comedians, because I think they had a Queens of Comedy also.
Yeah, afterwards.
But yes, how did they land on you four?
Well, I think, at that time, again, it was all about I believe it was all about who the promoter can get that he thought could sell tickets.
Right.
Because Martin was his own thing. He was already gone. He was his own thing. And then it was like Joe Torre took over. Joe Torre took over Def Jam after Martin, so he was his own thing.
Right.
And then you had all the Wayans, and they was their own brand, right? And so Steve was hot. We had the Steve Harvey show, so we had a national TV show. Bernie Mac was the it comedian at the time, and then DL was hot. He had a TV show. So what I think, but the first year we did it, it was just me, Bernie, and Steve.
Right.
And Steve closed, and Guy Torrey was the host. He would MC it. I came out first. Bernie went in the middle. Steve closed. And then then as we got into the bigger run of the tour, we brought on DL. Steve went to the host, and even though on the special Bernie closed, I closed that tour. So I was the last comedian on the live tour.
Right.
But on the movie, they just cut it. It was better for Bernie to go last.
When you did that tour, did you like, okay, your boy here now?
Oh, what?
You can't hit me in the ass with a red
What?
eye. Your boy landed.
Straight pigeon toe. Straight dog. I'm like, dude, this is the first time. Like, this tour is so big. It's all arenas, right?
Yes.
So this is rock and roll comedy. This is private jets leaving out on the weekend. Get on the private jet, go to the show, land. Everybody got their own limo.
Right.
We got big suites. It's top of the food chain. You just don't get no bigger than this. And we were like making a lot of money. And it was with your boys. We was having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And at the time I was single, so on the first Kings of Comedy. So I know I'm gonna just leave it at that.
If you want to be single again, keep talking.
Yeah, keep talking.
That's the quickest way. Let me ask you a question. If they were to do a Kings of Comedy right now,
Classic.
who could they? I mean, could they do a Kings of Comedy with Rock, Hart, Chappelle? Could they do a Kings of Comedy?
For sure. I mean, they've done shows where they all
Because
was on
Rock,
stage
if I'm not mistaken, didn't Rock and Chappelle, an earthquake was over in London at O2 at the arena, I think just about a month ago.
Yeah, so Chappelle's out on tour, Rock is out on tour in London side, and so they often get together.
Right.
And then they did it, Kevin is here, Kevin is on tour.
Yeah, Kevin get ready to start his
pop
tour.
around, but they did, Kevin and Chris did a show in New York,
Right.
and then Chappelle came, and they went on stage together, and so that was a big deal. And then Chappelle, he been working, he produced Quake's special, so Quake is, rocking with them a lot too, so that's dope. But that's it, what I mean? These guys are the big. I mean, people love Cat Williams. People love.
I love Cat.
So the branding of those, of those particular guys, like it's a way if they wanted to do it. But all those guys,
But they're
kind of
because like you said, you looking like, okay, at the time Martin was a standalone guy, Tori was a standalone, and a lot of these guys are standalone. You guys were like, Steve you were in comedy, Steve was doing his thing, but you guys kind of wasn't to that level that these guys are now.
Not we were standalone in theaters,
right?
And that's what made us a package for arenas.
20,000 seat arenas, something entirely.
Yeah, that's a different thing. It was on, and at that time that was just rare. So you had of course Eddie Murphy to do it, and then you have Martin. I think Eddie Murphy I don't even think he did a real tour. Right. I don't know. He maybe did a few dates, but. Right. Martin did a real tour in arenas, and Dice Clay.
Right.
These were the kind of people that did arena tours, and so it was very few people at that time being able to do it. In Kings of Comedy did the Superfest model, right? Where we put a lot of people on one show and made it a dope night, and so it was extremely successful too.
Is it true that Steve and Bernie butted heads?
Yeah. I mean, they were the kind of guys that they both alpha males, like they both, they just saw it different. What I'm saying? But at the end of the day, they was able to get through it.
You guys, is that one of the reasons why you didn't do? You did the first part, the second part.
I think of course that was definitely a contributing circumstance, but I also think that it had a lot to do with the promoter on the thing, because he got a bigger head than all of us. Right. So the dude that put us all together started to really think it was about him. So. It started to be that. So it was a lot of those kind of elements in there where people just
sometimes people just ruin a good thing.
Yeah, just cause like y'all would be together if it wasn't for me. Like, okay, bruh. Like nobody.
You ain't told her one joke.
Nobody coming to see you.
Right.
Like but
get out there and tell a joke.
Yeah, that was like that kind of thing.
But now you're starting to lend your voice. Doing voiceover, and we see a lot of comedians, we see a lot of actors and actresses doing this now.
Yeah,
your Boondocks, Ice Age, Madagascar, Charlotte's Web, and you got an NAACP award, Image Award.
Yeah.
So what is it about the voiceovers that you like so much?
Well, I mean, again, we grew up in an area where cartoons were king,
every Saturday. But see, you only got them on Saturday.
Right.
It ain't like this thing now you watch them every day. Ain't no fun. I don't want to watch cartoons. I want to watch it one day a week.
Right, exactly.
Saturday
morning with the cereal.
Yes.
Let's go. Pajamas still on.
Yes.
But I think that,
Shorts
like
and the t-shirt is black.
But but pajamas.
Yeah. We ain't really got.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I made a threw that out there to people. They was like, "Oh, I wonder what kind of pajamas you had." Like, no,
regular t-shirt.
Just a regular t-shirt and some basketball shorts or something. Nah, it's the best we can do. So, but you know, like when I started having kids, you know, you start to really think this would be cool
Right.
for them to hear my voice in the movie, and you know, so that became a great choice. And you know, they actually they pay well. That's the other thing that people don't know about those. Like those animated movies end up you be quite surprised. I remember Madagascar was one of those. Like when the checks came in. You was like, oh, okay.
Y'all got a sequel coming.
Yeah, exactly. They end up doing 3 of them and a TV series.
But I think the thing is, like, to do voiceover, you need a very distinguishable voice.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, because I mean, you're really only leading with your voice. So the idea is like, what does the voice do? What can you do to kind of bring this character to life? Because most of the time when you're doing animation, they just show you a character, a still drawing, and then you can decide what this character sounds like or what you want, along with the director who's trying to get you to say, all right, cool, we want, you know, can you be a little gruffer? Can you have an attitude? Can you be, you know, those kind of things.
Because anytime I hear animation, I'm always trying to guess, man, who is this voice? I know this voice.
Yeah, that's always the case. You know, and that kind of goes like with, you know, doing albums. I remember doing like Threats on Jay-Z's Black Album.
Right.
And a lot of people for many years didn't know that was me because, again, it was a character I was doing and I like had a whole different voice for him and everything. So like that was like, you know, that was fun. And then so when people would read the thing, they like, yo, you Threats? I'm like, yeah.
When you do a lot of singing, you Luther Vandross, and you like the old school, you like the soulful. And I was thinking, I was like, man, Cedric can really sing. You can sing for real though.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, and I record some songs. I just never put out a music project. I think I'm gonna do it though, just on GP, so I can add it to that list.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you go out there and you open up, and has anybody ever told you, say, man, you ought to do a record, bro? You ought to go ahead.
Oh, for sure. You know, one of the biggest fans of Jamie Foxx, he always like, come on, man, you should do this. You know, and he's definitely a person that, as a comedian, has transcended it all, like with big hit records and movies, and he's just super talented like that. So, but he's a big fan of like, man, you need to sing. Say, let's go.
You like Broadway? You gonna?
I did. I enjoyed Broadway. It was very tough. It was one of these things. I say it was the most. It was one of the greatest experiences in my career where I grew. Right. Like, you know, because you get hot and you know life is happening and you have really cool things happen to you where you have like you know, money milestones and stuff like that. But to as you know, to kind of like have your career popping and then do something that truly challenges you and makes you get better. That was Broadway. It was like one of those kind of experiences where I definitely would do it again, but it was hard work. It was unique, and you know I was really glad. It's something I'm very proud I was able to do.
Because when you look at it, it's different than the movies. It's different than voiceovers because it's kind of like being a comedian because you're in front of a live audience.
Yes.
And the thing is that, like a comedian, is that you get instant gratification. You know if the joke's funny. In a movie, you don't know. You don't, man, I think that's going to be good, but I can't wait to get the feedback. Same thing in voiceovers. But that instant, I mean, obviously Broadway, they're not clap, you know, they wait to the end, you know, before
what was hard for me is that I was doing a dramatic piece, so I was actually stretching.
Right.
I did American Buffalo. It's David Mamet, one of, you know, a great American writer, writes a lot of words, a lot of wordplay.
Right.
And so you got to learn a lot, and you have to kind of deliver these characters. And so with that one, my natural instinct to be funny was something that I had to bring down. I had to suppress it down. So the director knew that, you know, that he liked the way that I was taking the character, where I was going to get some jokes off, but you don't have, in Broadway, you don't have the ability to improv anything.
Right.
So you have to do what the playwright wrote.
Right.
And that was a big challenge for a comedian, because if I see a window where I can get a joke off, then I'm trying to do that. Right. And I remember I asked one night, because we were doing Broadway with Barack won, and I had the first time he won, and I had a scene where I have the newspaper.
Right.
And I had this whole idea, like, it'll be dope if I say, wow, look at that, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, when I said it in rehearsal, everybody laughed. Whatever I said was funny. The director loved it. And then he was like, no. I was thinking, because I thought it was about to be,
about to jump
I
out.
was like, oh, I will kill it tonight.
Right.
He's like, nope.
Give me Ced's Mount Rushmore comedians.
Oh man, for me, Richard Pryor, George Carlin, the late Robin Harris, Chappelle.
That's all you get.
That's it.
I about to say you about to keep going. I was like, yeah, see, that's exactly why you probably didn't go to. You about to name 5. It's only 4.
Yeah, so yeah, I didn't go to it. Yeah,
See,
because
now I see why you didn't go by
it feel like it's 5 people on that mountain though.
It ain't but 4.
It ain't number 4. A lot of people don't know that.
What's next for Ced?
Man, I'm gonna continue to produce, and I'm producing right now. Got a lot of new shows that I'm producing for other talent, developing a lot of talent. I'll direct more. We like I say, we're blessed to be in the 5th season of The Neighborhood. I got a show coming out. I got 2 shows on the Bounce Network that we produce. My company, A Bird and a Bear. So we have the Johnson that's on Bounce about a group of black men in their 30s, friends, and then Finding Happy is premiering this Saturday on the 24th of September. But it's going to be that's the second show that we got over there. Is dope. Just creating, you continue to keep trying to push the limit, man.
It seems to me that you're transitioning more behind the camera than in front of the camera, especially when it comes to movie side.
Well, I like that. I mean, I like to be able to create. I think, I have the, in the way these contracts are set up, I just have the ability to do more of that, because once you own a show like The Neighborhood, we shoot 22, 24 episodes a season, so you're locked up for 9 months. So
Right.
in order for me to stay creative and stay busy, it's easier for me to create stuff for other people, and knowing that I only got 3 months to get a movie in.
Right.
So usually, we'll try to find something to do like in that break, and and try to jump in and pop off. But I can produce 2, 3, 4 TV shows in that time.
Right. So how much further do you want The Neighborhood to go? Are you trying to go 6, 10?
Yeah.
Trying to go 10 years?
Yeah, I think I always loved that, what I consider legendary sitcoms. They usually go 8 to 9.
Right.
Of course, you have those anomalies like I don't know, maybe Friends or something. They go for a long time.
Right.
But like
Seinfeld,
Seinfeld. But they right in
like
there.
Raymond.
2.5 Men, Raymond. They usually right at 9
Right.
years, 8, 9 years. And I think that'll be a really strong run. I mean, as long as the network is loving us the way they are, and we having a good time. We got a great cast. I love my cast. I asked everybody, would they want to rock, longer? And they was like, yeah, we having a good time. So, that would be the push for me, is to try to get, Anthony's show Blackish just they went 8 seasons.
Right.
So I feel like that's the limit.
You get to 8.
Yeah.
You good, and then you'll reassess where you are after 8.
Yeah, exactly. Let's drink some of this yak.
Yeah, okay. This is Laporte. I named it after, you have after yours after your mom, and I got this after my grandmother.
Laporte is a family name?
Yes, it's Porter. That's good.
Where's cognac? Is it actually from the region?
Yes.
It's nice. It's got a really nice body to it. Now, this is me drinking, learning to drink wine. So now I'm like, okay, it's full body. There's notes of summer and ass whoopings in here. You said it's the name of your grandmother.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I can see.
Got a little butterscotch.
A little butterscotch. Yeah, a little butterscotch in there. Yeah, this is a smooth sipper right here. It's got like a brandy vibe to it. Okay. No, that's great. That's beautiful, man.
I really appreciate it. Appreciate
That's
everything
good.
that you do. Continued
That's
success.
good. Yeah, that's hard. Thank you, man.
No problem.
This a gift?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, I was,
Yeah.
I really just said it on camera to make sure I got it. You giving me this, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
Bro, I
my
appreciate
dog.
that, man.
Thank you, man.
Yep.
Big up.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid.
You want to be great? You need to sacrifice.
Sam Spade. What a tough.
I ain't supposed to say this. but I'm gonna say it anyway, because we get old. I don't care. Chris Tucker out his mouth told me, literally, this year. Sorry, OG, I'm sad, we're getting old, okay? He said, if I play his son, he'll be in the movie.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life.
Hello, welcome to another edition of Club Shay Shay. I am your host, Shannon Sharp. I'm also the proprietor of Club Shay Shay, and the guy that's stopping by for a conversation and a drink today is an actor, writer, comedian, musician, producer, podcast host, father of three, all the way. I don't know why he put this Adamsville in there. Over there by Cascade Road.
Yeah.
DC Young Fly.
Hey,
what it is, homie?
OG, what it do, baby?
We good, baby. We good. Thanks for stopping by the club.
Man, listen, it's an honor, man. You don't understand, man. I've been watching you since I was legit, man. You gotta understand. You the OG. Listen, the hood rocks with the OG, man.
That's what I'm talking about. They really show me love. Every time I go back to the crib, the ATL, they show me love. I really appreciate that, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me.
You be popping you know what I'm saying? You be talking your talk, and not only that, to see how far you came, like, people understand, like, we got to show each other love.
Right.
Versus watching you do it over everybody else showing you love. Right. We got to start spreading that love. So
right.
As the younger generation, hey, man, it's an honor.
I appreciate that, bro. So how's life treating you?
Man, we blessed, man. We just got through shooting Wildin' Out again.
Right.
On the road right now with my OGs, Carlos Miller, Chico Bean, shooting the 85 South.
Right.
We got the Wildin' Out tour about to pop off.
Right.
You know, just working, trying to stay in the mix. More music on the way.
Right.
So, you know.
I heard you got a new baby.
New baby. I got a new baby boy, man.
Number 3?
Number 3.
Number 3?
Trying to have 10.
You, hold on, whoa, 10?
10 of them things, OG. I need 10.
Let me ask you this, how hard is it? Because you mentioned all the irons that you have in the fire.
Right.
You got the Wildin' Out tour.
Right.
You about to come out with music. Right. You have your own podcast. You doing everybody else's podcast. How hard is it for you to be the father that you want to be, knowing that you got to make sacrifices so they can have down the road?
See, we was talking about that a couple of days ago. Those are the things that we have to have sacrifices. We got to understand, what are we going to be able to say, take a pause on in order for me to do that?
Right.
What's going to be like, you may want to do that, but that's got to come to a complete stop. So me being a father, as much as I want to do that every day and want to be there to watch my kids grow up, that's the sacrifice that I have to take in order for me to be able to go out here and provide so they can have the life that they have. But now that we are in a point and we have our tours going on and we got all this other stuff going on, now it's like I'm trying to reroute.
Right.
How can I be there
Right.
more so I don't have to be on the road as
Right.
much? So it's a lot of sacrifices.
During the pandemic was pretty cool because everything was pretty much shut
That's
down.
the most I've ever spent with my children.
Right. But now, being a comedian, basically Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you gone.
Gone Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Not only that, we shoot the podcast on Tuesday, come back Monday to refresh, then Wednesday, go handle your business with your children. Thursday, back on.
Back on again.
Back on again.
You grew up on the west side of Atlanta.
West side.
Cascade Road.
Yeah, Adamville.
College Park. Where you at?
Adamville, Martin Luther King. I mean, it get technical now, however you want to do it. How you want to do this, OG?
Y'all take, look, first of all College Park, East Point, all y'all over there. Y'all take Cascade, everything Southwest Atlanta, y'all, all that.
Listen, one thing about the city of Atlanta, Georgia, we embrace everything. But I am really an ATLian, Atlanta-born native.
Right.
Like, my zip code, 30331. I went to Fulton County School. Well, Fulton County, I stayed in Fulton County, but I went to Atlanta Public School.
What high school you go to?
I went to Carver Mays, and I graduated from Crim.
Right, okay.
That's on the east side. That's why I rock with it, you know what I mean? But it was an Atlanta public school, but it was an alternative school.
Okay. I'm reading, man, got stabbed, sold coke, robbed, broke into cars, gambled, got locked up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's it.
I mean, that's all in the life of growing up in Atlanta.
That's just my life decision, my choice.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? A lot of people want to blame their surroundings and all that. Yeah, we do what we see, but I chose to do anything that was involved with my life. But God done blessed me, and He redirected my footsteps. And we was always a praying family. So my mother's prayers were answered, you know what I mean? And by me finding God before, when I was at rock bottom, while all this is going on, that's what's keeping me motivated.
Right.
Like, I stay prayed up no matter what. You feel me? So we went through we overcame a lot of adversity.
You mentioned we were talking off air that you don't drink, but I mentioned I see where you did drugs, Molly, Xanax.
Yeah.
What?
You know, it was a pill popper, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that was a time in my life when I was trying to figure out what was going on.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like when the time I got stabbed up, this is a real year for me. I was 21. I had got in trouble with the law.
Right.
Got that out the way.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ended up getting into a street brawl with a couple of my brothers. You know what I mean? I got stabbed up. I got a big scar from right here all the way around about right here. Got hit twice right here in this hand. Got hit in my back. Got hit in the head with a pole. My brother died on the scene but came back. My other brother got stabbed in his head. I almost got his hand cut, arm cut off. In the mix of all that, the Lord knew I said dope. So he said, I gotta take your hands away from you.
Right.
Because I know you. You ain't hard-headed, but you just determined.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and anytime you work at something and you practice, you get good at it. I don't need you to be a good drug dealer.
Right.
So if I take your hands away, now you gotta use your brain.
Right.
So now I didn't have my hands for a couple months, like 9, 10 months, and all I could do, this is when my memory started to get better.
Right.
Because I had to remember things. I never remember the phone number. I could remember 20, 30, 40 phone numbers because I can't write.
Right.
I can remember raps and music because I can't sit down and write no more. So I had to go to the studio and remember it in my head. And then afterwards, I was like, I started to recuperate and I was still heading down the wrong path. I wanted to sell dope. And my partner, Fat and Paid, was like, bro, you need to do these Vine videos. So I seen him on World Star one day. You know, to the black community, when you see somebody on World Star, that's like they made it.
Yeah.
You like.
That's real TV. That's
So
TV.
that's real TV. So I'm sitting there stabbed up, right? And I couldn't use my hand because all on was jacked up. So I just had my thumb. So I'm tapping in World Star with my thumb. And I'm just sitting there watching it. And my partner come on World Star. So as me, I'm a motivator. Like, if you doing good, I'm gonna tell you.
Right.
I call him, and this is my partner.
Right.
I said, boy, I see you on World Star, but you doing your thing, boy. Keep going. He like, where you at? I'm like, nigga, I'm at the house, you know, I'm stabbed up with a whoop. He like, fool, I've been telling these folks, this is Vine. I've been telling them folks about you. Like, I got a little partner that's really funny, and if he was to come on here, you would go crazy. And I'm like, bro, I said, no, you know I ain't studying all that.
Right.
But that was God's message of him trying to tell me what I need to do. So he was talking through him, through my partner to tell me. And once I started, I never forget, once I started, the blessings just started coming abundantly. You feel me? I started that same year. I got in trouble with the law, got stabbed up that same year, started doing Vine at the end of the year, and never looked back.
Quick.
Shout out to my boy Fat and Paid, man. Money Bag Mafia. You had 2,500.
You mentioned that you're a praying family. Your dad's a pastor.
Yes, sir.
You know, they say the pastor's son. Normally it's the pastor's daughter, but the pastor's son.
Pastor's son, boy. Pastor's son's wild. I'm the only one who ain't do cocaine.
You the only one?
Only one. Only child.
How did your mother sit you down and say, son, come on now?
See, oh, man. We were just saying this earlier, too, as a black family, we would know things that's going on, but we don't have confrontations.
Right.
Sit down.
Right.
As a family.
Right.
Like, we can know our cousin is a crackhead, but
pretend like we don't know.
We pretend like we don't even see a crackhead and like act like we don't even want to sit him down and be like, bro, why are you on crack?
Yeah.
You feel me?
Right.
As a family,
right.
We just accept it and just keep going. And it's like, no.
We be so embarrassed.
We don't be embarrassed. We just don't like to address the real.
No, but you know, it's like, man, well, that's young Fly cousin. Man, he on that stuff. Man, you tell Fly? Nah, I ain't told him.
I ain't gonna tell him because they don't give a damn. You feel what I'm saying? So it was like my parents, one thing my mother did say one time that struck me because she always wanted to have a boy and I was her last child.
Right.
And I was just doing crazy stuff in the streets. And she was like, man, you know what? You almost really about to make me like say to God that I think I asked for a mistake. Like,
right.
Why did I have you then? If
right.
if this is what I prayed for,
right.
you damn near about to make me say I wish I never had you.
Right.
And that kind of like put a spark into me.
Right.
I was like, man, I got to get myself together.
You say you're the youngest of 6. What was it like growing up in the house?
Man, I come from an older family. Older family. Everybody know my dad had me when he was 61. So you get
what?
Yeah. My oldest brother right now, 66.
How?
66. My partner said I got a grandbrother.
Hold on. How you
said I got a
how you
grandbrother.
got a brother old enough to be your daddy?
Listen, man, I got great grandnephew. I got great niece. I'm a great uncle. I've been a great since I was 12.
So
Listen.
You got nieces and nephews old as you, huh?
Listen here. We had to change our relationship because they were old. He was like, look, just start calling me your cousin. He said, 'cause I ain't calling you my uncle. I tell you, I be damn, we go somewhere. They be like, who this is? My little uncle. Hell no. He's crazy here.
In school, what was school like for you?
School was fun. School was fun because I always was associated with people that had like great humor.
Right.
And it was something always about somebody that just had great humor. I was like, good, I could just, you gonna make my time in school go by so much easier
Right.
because we just gonna sit back and laugh. But having old parents, man, and not really,
They wasn't all about that kiki though.
they wasn't always about the kiki kid, but when you know you're not really as fortunate as others,
Right.
you don't really know because it's the norm.
Yeah,
So
'cause
I used to wear
everybody else
fake
like it.
clothes,
Yeah.
hand-me-down clothes, not knowing, oh, bro, we really messed up in the hood.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
My partner got on J's. I ain't got the J's.
Right.
I don't know when I'm gonna get the J, my
Right.
boy. I'm just hoping and praying
Right.
one day my people gonna get me the J, but guess what? I'm not faulting them for not having the J.
Right.
I got on some Nikes. They might not be Air Force One,
Right.
but they Nikes though. But I
Right.
know how to be clean with it.
Right.
So everybody who I was around always accept my honesty.
Right.
I used to wear fake shoes and try to get my partner to wear fake shoes. I'd be like, why you gonna spend $100 when you can go spend $100 and get 2 pair of these? They used to be like, look, Fly, listen, you a real one, but stop talking to me.
Check this out. Like when I was in school, I was a good athlete, but I talked with a lisp. And I made fun of other people so people wouldn't joke at me. They wouldn't look at the clothes that I got holes in my knees. My pants was flooding. My shoes were messed up. Is that why you became?
No.
Did you make fun?
No.
Did you play sports?
I played sports, yeah.
What'd you play?
Man, I played baseball, basketball, and football. I played slide, OG. If I seen you coming across and I was playing slide, well, I get out the way.
Exactly.
I get all the way out the way.
Exactly.
But I'm just letting you know, I'm in the cut. I'm right there.
Fly,
but nah.
Fly, you weigh 140 right now.
Listen.
And so at 17, you had to be like 123.
As little as I am, I can take a hit.
Yeah.
And I know how to hit.
Okay.
So it was just the power is there, it just don't look it.
No, it don't look it. It don't look it, Fly.
But I'm gonna get low though. I'm gonna get lower than you though. But no, it was a defense mechanism. Like I was just funny, and by my parents being old, and by me not really just having the latest fashion, it was like, well, let's see what we can get away with on him.
Right.
You can do that with me.
Right.
You talk about these fake shoes, you better be ready. You see what I'm saying? Because it's like, who you talking to?
Right.
I wasn't the one that's gonna be quiet.
Right.
So I would kind of like beat the person who was fresh.
Right.
It don't matter if you was the fresh or you was the most popular.
Right.
I would make you see eye to eye level with me, boy.
Right.
And they gonna be like, oh, little shouter right there. He ain't nothing to play with.
You the type wasn't gonna let it go. You ain't gonna get one off. You gonna keep.
You want to fight? I don't know when to stop. Who?
You keep firing them.
Don't say nothing to me. You gonna get put in it. Just I let him get it because he shouldn't have. I'm gonna make sure he don't ever pick on me ever again.
Right.
So that was my. I don't mind fighting on with that, but I was more of a ladies man.
Right.
So if you gonna talk about me or any of my partners, I'm right here. You know I'm finna roast you first period.
Right.
Second period. Oh, your mama just came up. Ooh, you got 3 hubcaps. You done let the wrong person see 3 hubcaps.
Right.
Oh no, I'm on you the whole season.
You getting the guys that laughing too? Cause normally it's the guy that
See, this the thing. If you green, you in.
Yep. Cause that's what make you mad. Somebody laughing. Oh, he said that. Why you ain't mad at him?
So that means you thought it was funny. That means you
Right.
thought about it too. Oh no, you green, you in. Listen, we used to roast so bad, people used to be like, because they knew that was the rule. If you green, you in. But all that B100 was our way of showing love too at the end of the day. That
Right.
was comedy.
Right.
Me not even knowing that God was training me on the way. Like I got voted class clown in the 12th grade and didn't even know that them folks put my name on the ballot. No, nothing. This just how my peers looked at me as a damn clown.
At no point in time when you was growing up did you ever think, you know what? I can make money doing this. I can be a comedian.
Hell no. Telling jokes. At one point in time, being funny was a formal way of you being friendly or you scared.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
want everybody to be your
You
friend.
trying to be everybody's friend,
Yep.
and you trying to make everybody laugh.
Like-
That's why if you was my friend, you knew I was funny.
Right.
Because I'm really standoffish. I ain't finna be opening my mouth like that, because you know the loudest mouth get hit in the mouth. You feel what I'm saying? And you know back then when you talking out of turn,
Right.
you need to be ready to back that shit up.
Right.
Wasn't no talking out of turn back in the day.
Right.
So I had to learn that. So it was like, nah, hell nah. You was my friend and you knew I was funny. But it was like God was showing me, listen, you already used to this
Right.
since you was a jit.
Right.
Even if you're not even knowing that this is what you're supposed to do.
You was working on your craft and didn't even know it.
Didn't even know it. I was literally doing, I'll never forget one time I got kicked out of school, right? A dude had
Only one time?
This the only time I got caught. It was, yeah, you know, I was a smooth criminal, baby. I know how to talk my way out of any and every. I'm like, you gonna kick me out? You gonna kick? Look at me. What I really do? You can't kick this face out. Man, he said something about my mama so bad. No, he said something about my dad. Cause everybody knew my daddy was old. I'll never forget this shit. This shit hurt me to this day. I was in the 10th grade, chemistry class. Miss Taylor. That nigga said, but John, I know you ain't talking, but that's why I heard your dad almost died last week.
The attraction towards new experiences is powerful. Alienware gear isn't made to resist that.
I'm talking about the whole class went crazy. So I never forget his mom had some big ass, can I say titties?
Yeah, sure.
Big ass titties. I'm talking about huge. I'm talking about stupid. So I grabbed 2 chairs. I said, I know you ain't talking about that. Why your mama titty this big? Grabbed 2 chairs, put them to my chest, and walked around the whole class. Nigga, I had the whole class hollering. Nigga, the teacher was like, Whitfield, sit down. I was like, you don't know what he said about my daddy, girl. Shut up. Nigga, I'm talking about, nigga, I felt it. She gave me a 58. I had to take her class again the next season. I sat my ass down that time, though.
You mentioned that you got your start doing Vine. And I've heard a lot of comedians say, it's easy to do internet comedy. You do sketches. But can you do a 15-minute set? Can you do a 30-minute set? Sketches are fine. There's nothing wrong with sketch comedy. But can you do a set for 30, 45 hours, however long you try? Can you do that?
Sketching is part of writing.
Right.
You know, and when you come from the internet, you don't have an audience.
Right.
I find a lot of stuff funny when I'm by myself, when I'm just getting high. That's your humor.
Right.
So that's how the internet stars kind of like start to sprout. And once you start elevating your craft, you have to transition and understand each business, every aspect. It's an essence of this thing. You have to really take your time and understand what God is putting you into.
Right.
So as a whole entertainer with this whole comedian, I literally had to sit all the way back to grasp that title as being a comedian. What is it from the beginning to the end? And when I started doing it on the phone, it was cool. It was like, it was cool. But then once they started calling saying, all right, we want him to do stand-up.
Right.
This was a different ball game. I never had this much pressure. So once I finally broke the ice, did it one time, I said, oh no. I was hooked, but I knew it was a different from the phone and having that mic.
Because here's the thing, when you do it live in a comedy show, the gratification is instantaneous.
Mm-hmm.
You know they like it immediately. Yeah, I'm fly, you crazy, you play. Boo, or they just
But not even that. It's the mentality of knowing that you're finna go out here and make people laugh you never seen before in your life.
Right.
This is this is crazy.
Right.
It's like magic. It's like a magician.
Right.
I'm finna go out here and do this magic trick in front of people I ain't never did before.
Right.
I hope this coin stay up in the air.
Right.
Cause once it drop, these niggas gonna know it's bullshit. You feel me?
So you're okay. You go from you're a viral sensation, your internet, great. You get contracted for your first stand-up gig.
Mm-hmm.
Are you nervous? How did it go?
It went exactly how I needed to go. Everybody looked at me so crazy. I didn't get a boo.
You didn't get a boo.
I got the silent treatment. But it was long enough that if I would have kept going, it was like, nigga, you finna get these boos. You feel what I'm saying? Oh, they in our back pocket. We just waiting to throw them at you. But it was like, but I got the confidence that this is not nothing to be played with.
Right.
This ain't the phone.
Right.
This is now, you have stepped into what do you call being a professional.
Right.
It's time to understand what this is. Go learn it, go study the greats, Go study the up and coming. Go study the ones who should have been greats. Go study the ones who ain't got no name. Everybody, all the aspects of what this is about to be, you need to know what this is.
Right.
So you can come at it the best way you can.
Right.
Not just off of, oh, let me just wake up and just speak my mind. No, because it may be days when I'm be mad. You have to be a professional and then go out there and turn it off. And it's about the people now. It's not about you. So God gave you a calling. It's time for you to step into it.
In today's, there's how difficult, if you look at the way Eddie Murphy back in the day, Richard Pryor, Robin Harris, all those greats, Bernie Mac.
Yes.
In today's time, what they were saying back then, it ain't gonna fly, DC.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna fly.
Right.
So now you got to be really funny because you can't talk about someone's disability. You can't talk about somebody being LGBTQ.
Right.
You can't do all that now, fly.
The crazy part about it is, you can. You damn so can. I'm talking about saying right now. But you're not coming off as facetious.
Right.
See, people got to understand comedy is art.
Right.
I have to draw a picture so you can understand and respect my perception.
Right.
Because I was, especially if
I
you
know
want me to
somebody-
respect your perception.
I know somebody did art and got slapped for it.
Yeah, but
That's art. That was
the
art.
art of it was you seen love at the end of the day.
Nah, he saw stars at the end of the day.
But that's the thing, stars of love. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
That's what he saw.
But see, but that's the thing about the whole comedy game.
Right.
You never know how it may come at you, what this person is about to say. If a comic is never coming on stage and his mindset is,
Somebody
these people,
Right.
I'm about to hurt their feelings.
Right.
No, it's an art form. We're coming on stage and we're painting a picture.
Right.
You may not like one part of the picture,
Right.
but it doesn't affect the entire picture.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So everything basically has to, not say to get talked about, it just has to get spoken about.
Right.
So we can understand different people's personality and different perceptions where it's like, oh, it's been some, listen, I done heard some stuff where I'm like, ooh, only he can get away with that.
Right. Right.
Only that person can get away with that. Sometimes that's just how it is. God chose them to speak on a certain situation. Now, if I was to speak on it, I ain't got the words to formulate it like that.
Right.
It's gonna come out as, yeah, maybe I should have kept that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But comedy is it's a beautiful sport, man. It's a beautiful thing because it allows us to actually laugh at all our trauma, our pain. You know what I'm saying? There's insecurities. We get to find ways to enjoy our flaws.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because we're going to go over there and talk good. Oh, what's up? All the rich people.
Right.
We don't want to hear that.
Right.
We want to hear about the roaches.
Right.
We want to hear about your auntie that still can't cook.
Right.
You know what I mean?
A good friend of mine is Earthquake. Earthquake say he take real life events and make them funny.
That's it.
Is that?
Yes. I talk about getting jumped all the time. Even though we got stabbed up, my brother almost lost his life. Everybody almost lost
Why'd
their
you
life.
run? I thought you was a football player. You could run then.
See, at the point when I knew we was losing,
it was too late.
Yeah, it was like my legs started getting wobbly. I was like, help! These boys good. These boys have been trained. You feel me? So it was like I learned how to laugh about that situation and be like, hey man, listen, even though we almost lost our life, but guess what? At the end, the greater thing about that whole situation, God is good and kept us.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So not look at that as a situation to have anger and walk around here and be, but guess what? You want to keep your joy. You want to always be anticipated on the joy that God is about to bless you at all times.
Right.
So why would you have some trauma in your past to stop you from thinking about all the things he done bless you with?
You started out, you was roasting the celebrities.
I was doing them bad.
I mean, you got on KD, man. Why,
doing them so
Why
bad.
you do KD though?
Listen, I just wanted him to comb his hair.
See, man, there you
all
go.
we wanted.
There you go.
Listen, y'all
That's
don't understand.
unnecessary.
KD is really my dog. Like I mess with his brother. T Durant, we cool. I done been at the crib and all that.
Right.
But at that time, I wanted to say, you know what? Celebrities couldn't, quote unquote, get talked about.
Right.
It wasn't normal for somebody to go out there and be like, talk about somebody in the celebrity limelight. Or be like, oh, he roasting them folks? And I'm like, no, I want these folks to understand that they still us at the end of the day. Right. I'm never coming at nobody as like, I'm talking down on you. I'm just roasting you. This is our hood comedy. Before it was stand up,
Right.
that was my stand up.
Right.
That was all I knew. And then once I started transitioning, it was like, okay, these folk my friends. I can't just be on here talking about these folk like that.
But he did chime in that. But he did chime in. Do you get upset or do you get offended when people would come back?
No, it's the fun. It's the art. It's the fun of the art. That's really our way of showing love. Just, you ain't never went to school and your partner seen something you had on.
Yeah.
He didn't say what's up to you. He'll be like, boy, what's up? He ain't gonna say good morning. The first thing he gonna say is,
yeah,
boy, you know you shouldn't have worn them shoes today.
Yeah. Well,
before he say anything, that's your real friend.
Yeah.
I'm not finna allow you to be out here and have DeForest Whitaker in the back of your head. No,
Yeah.
my boy.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. But see, I would beat them to the punch. See, I'm gonna get the jokes off first because somebody might hear it and then they're gonna be laughing at me all day. So I'm gonna get the joke off on him first. I got to get the first one off.
Listen, come hit me, man. My partner just hit me the other day. He told me that my brother, when I told him how old my brother was, he said I had a grandbrother. I'm still getting jokes to this day about how old my parents is. I'm 30. They ain't gonna stop. That's how I love.
How old is your father?
My father passed when he was shit.
He had you when he was 61.
He had me when he was 61.
Your mom passed though?
No, my mama still here.
How old is your mom?
My mama is like 77, I think. Yeah, 77. 75. Finna be 30. Yeah, 75. Yeah. My grandma passed when she was 99. My big mom passed when she was 104.
So you gonna live a long time.
Hey, man, listen, man. I got Sagaball now, man. I want to tell you. Shit real, man.
Okay, what about Grill? What about this beef with Grill the Kid and Wiz? Whose side you on?
Which one? You talking about Gilly the Kid?
Yeah.
We ain't got to put some clothes on, first of all. that put some clothes on, man. You in your tighty whities.
The man working out.
Working out in tighty whities, man. If that's the case, then I'm finna start working out in my tighty whities.
No.
Listen, everybody that get free and get in your tighty whities and get to working out.
No. The man, he doing mixed martial arts.
No, to be honest, handle your business, do what you want to do. I think it kind of like got blew out of proportion.
Yeah.
Because they both from Philly. You feel me? And OG, Get the Kid, man, that's the OG, man. Shout out to $1 million worth of gang. You dig what I'm saying? I don't think he meant no harm by it.
No, he just say, bro, you know, I just can't
Put some
rock with you.
clothes on, man. Just put some shorts on. They got the same pair of shorts in Fruit of the Loom in Walmart. Them same pair I seen. The one he wore.
Did you think Wiz took it a bit too far getting the man account deactivated?
But see, them are allegations. Who said that? Ah, damn, where my water go?
We got to get you some more.
You got to give us some more. I went to reach for it. I'm like, but no, those are allegedly. That's what they say. You know I'm a street nigga, so I'm not gonna say they did it or that's what they say. You know, who says he that what happened? He got it back though.
He got it back.
Got it back.
You got
what I'm saying? The streets gonna rock with you.
How long? I mean, if you're doing a set, how long does it take you to write a set?
Ooh, I've been on. I've been on doing stand-up professionally since 2014. It's 2022, almost 8 years. Man, it took me 8 years still to get here. And I don't still feel like I have stepped into the prime yet.
Right.
Like I'm still learning my voice, learning different dynamics on stage.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But man, it takes time. That's why a lot of people, when I get into my new set, because I'm about to be done with the No Cap comedy tour.
Right.
I'm headlining this arena tour. This is my first time headlining. It's my second time because I headlined with Wild 'N Out, but the actual stand-up bit, this is my first time headlining an arena tour. And we've been selling out everywhere we go. Shout out Lil Duval, Carlos Miller, Chico Bean, Black Ron, B. Simone, D. Ray Davis, Michael Blackson. We're going crazy. It took me time just to get here. And the new era right now, they record everything.
Right.
And I gotta tell people this is how comedy works. It takes us time to build sets, material, because we tweak it. Every time we go on stage, we be like, we like that. Okay, we like that. We're critiquing every time we go, we adding and taking something out. So when you see somebody do a perfect set, they work their ass off to get this set. Sometimes people be thinking, people just funny, they just coming off the top of their head. No, I told you, this is psychological. Some of these folks been saying that maybe 2-3 years. They've been working on it. They never was saying it like that the first 2 years.
Right.
So when people record, majority back then, when somebody has a set back then when the OG was doing it, they had maybe like 1 or 2 sets that have been taking them this far for so long. You can have once you get a major set, you can travel 10 years with it. Now that they're recording our set, somebody on Facebook.
You gonna say, nah, you done heard that joke, bro, Shay?
But this the thing, you done show somebody on Facebook, somebody else done came to your show, they done showed somebody on Facebook, somebody else done came to your show, they done showed somebody on Facebook. The person on Facebook done seen your show 5 times before they actually came and seen you in person. So now when they come see you in person, they done heard it 5, 6 times because y'all done took the whole dynamic of the show away from the consumer.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But it actually takes time for people to build sets.
Have you ever forgot a joke?
Hell yeah. I was Hell yeah. But that's where the professionalism. See, early stage, I put around him. I don't like kids to do this. This is before, and I don't want kids to do this now. I was still in the streets, coming off the street, trying to understand what a professional is.
Right.
I was on stage, put around the pop pill.
Oh, you popped the pill on stage?
Listen, this was my beginning time. I wasn't getting no money. Like my first year and a half, I didn't get no money.
You shouldn't be getting no money.
I should definitely not be getting no money then. I popped the pill, went on stage. This was like a little workout room. There's probably like 12 people in there. I go on stage, I was like, yeah, what's going on, y'all? Forgot what the fuck I forgot. I forgot.
That quick?
Listen, that quick. I was so geeked up on stage. Nigga, I just went to rambling and talking. And when I got off stage, the comedian, the host came up, bust me in the head like he's supposed to do, because you always supposed to talk about the person when they ain't do good. You feel what I'm saying? But I learned then, stop playing with this crap.
Right.
You ain't in the streets no more.
Right.
This, you can't treat it like the streets.
Right.
You got to be able to. I'm telling you, look yourself in the mirror. Stop playing with this God-given talent. That ain't the way to do it.
Right.
Stop doing all that. Really got myself clean, made sure I did the homework, and got on stage, and here we are today.
You ever got booed?
Mm-mm.
So what are those long silent looks? What are they like?
As a professional, you got to keep going. Even when the joke don't work.
Right.
A joke don't work, they might laugh a little bit and you better keep the fuck going. Keep going. Go to something that works.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because sometimes with comedians, we'll try to fit in something new in between just to see what works or not. And if a joke don't hit, you got to go to something that works.
Do you try your jokes out on the homies or somebody before you get?
Yeah, all comedians. We talk as comedians. Like we be up there, man. Listen, man, shouted last night, right? Whoop whoop, not knowing we're formulating our whole setup, the punchline. We're doing all that because as a comedian, this is how we naturally practice.
Right.
We practice amongst our people, and even when they around and they say something funny, we add that to our material.
Right.
Most definitely.
What's the toughest city to perform in?
Oh, I love them too. The most gangster cities ever. My city, of course, Atlanta.
Yes.
St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit. I think I want to say that's a Texas. Cause they solid. They solid. They love you. And if you trash, you trash.
Ain't no coming back.
You can't come back to Texas. You're trash. You're not coming back. But I want to say like Atlanta, St. Louis, Detroit. Detroit has a comedy circuit that's so solid. Like it ain't nothing but some real ones that come out of Detroit.
Right.
And if you can go to Detroit or St. Louis, for real.
Right.
Oh, and Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
Chicago ain't just don't accept everybody.
But hey, we love a comedy show.
Hey, we love comedy show because we comedians. The niggas in the crowd's comedians.
Man, everybody. Every comedy show sold out. You have one at State Farm, it's gonna be sold out. I don't care who's coming.
I don't care who it is. Nigga, everybody in there in the building because we just love to laugh. That's just our southern, I guess, hospitality.
Yes.
You feel me?
When you heard T.I. was gonna do comedy,
right?
What were your first thoughts?
I mean, anybody that's willing to put their mind to it can do it. You feel what I'm saying? And he really been doing this thing. And for the situation that happened in New York.
Brooklyn, yes.
In Brooklyn, he come right back to the city, to Atlanta the next day and rip it in the arena. People don't understand. To take that, what happened in New York, to take it as a comedian, that's like getting sent to the hospital and coming back from rehab, man. You got to start all over.
Because you have to understand, it's different. T.I. was this this international known rapper. He used
Which
to get
still is.
Yes.
Which
getting this
still is.
Yes. And now you subject yourself. I'm gonna start from the bottom floor. They boo this man. He say, I don't care.
I don't even care. But you got to understand the confidence to have as a comedian to do that. And then not only that, come right back. Some people take a minute before they come back on stage. They be like, man, I can't deal with that. He come right back, get the love, get the appreciation, the people seeing it, and actually not only do that, but come on stage and kill it too and went crazy. It just showed like, oh, he's ready to even be a comedian because that's it right there. That ain't nothing, can't nothing else happen as a comedian.
Yeah.
Only up from now.
But see, I ain't built like that. I'm only gonna do things that I'm good at.
See.
I know.
But see, that's what's wrong. See, that's the thing with superstars. Sometimes we get so frustrated with our talents, we want everybody to see them.
Right.
So that's just like
I want you to see me at my best. Because you only see me at I was a football player.
Right.
You only saw me at my best.
Right.
I can't let you see me at my worst.
But see, sometimes the people got to learn that though. And see, if I would have known Michael Jordan didn't make the basketball team, he got actually got cut.
Right.
I wouldn't have tripped when I got cut. Because I never got cut.
Right.
I always made the team.
Right.
So until the moment when I got cut, I lost my mind. I'm like, would you even look at it? Like, what you?
And he ain't even better than me. How you keep him?
Right. It, like, you kept him, like, I never, ever got cut. But if I would have known Michael Jordan got cut, I would have been like, oh, okay, he even happened to the greats. I just got to stick in there.
Let me ask you, when fans start heckling,
right?
How do you handle that? How do you handle that? Do you like, all right now, okay now, I'm the comedian, I got the microphone.
Right.
That's your warning.
You got the mic. Nobody should ever, without no mic, overtalk you.
Right.
Ever in life. I don't care what it is. I would be more agitating than you. I don't care. I will, you to death. You hear me? You're not gonna get me. But I come from that street structure of comedy. Like, okay, this is our comedy. The heckler ain't doing nothing but quote unquote trying to be a badass.
Right.
He want to talk about somebody. Let me shut him up, embarrass him in front of the entire crowd. Not only embarrass him, embarrass who he came with.
Right.
Just to show that not only what you do affect your people.
Right.
And everybody that's around you, the people that sit next to you, the car you drove in, everything is affected.
Right.
When you trying to be a bully badass.
Right.
So that's how you handle hecklers. You just got to tear their ass up. Sometimes they like it though.
Oh, they like it?
Yeah, sometimes they tripping. They come for that shit.
Last year,
right?
Somebody came up on the stage.
Now, what happened?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. What happened?
Shit, I don't know what they say. What you
I've been saying they like, man, DC Young Fly gets with a fan.
What?
Yeah.
That's what you heard.
Yeah, they say you put them 55s on it.
Damn, how many?
55.
Damn, I don't know if it was that many. I don't know. Oh, damn.
Somebody comes up. So what are you thinking? I mean, you just thought, okay, dude gonna come up here and give me some pound, gonna dap me up. He gonna go sit down.
I'm gonna be 100. I'm gonna be 100. Coming from doing the 85 South show, I'm always used to come from the hood, so we show love. We're aggressive.
Yeah.
With our love. I don't care what it is. Sometimes we just aggressive with our love. That's cool.
Get here, Ian.
I'm not intimidated by that.
Right.
Let's go.
Right.
Let's go. Shoulder bump. We gonna shoulder bump each other out. I'm doing my show. He comes up. I'm thinking he a fan.
Right.
Because I'm like, all right, bet.
Yeah.
So I go to like embrace the crazy shit. You feel me? But not only was I thought I was about to embrace the crazy nigga, I got hit. Like, he got like hit my hand. Yeah, man, that shit was crazy.
Hello. You about to show love. He knocked
my hand down. Once he knocked my hand down, in my head, I said, boy, he hit you.
How you go from that to that?
Yeah, that was it. That's all I heard. When he hit me, I was like, ooh, he hit me. And shit, whatever you heard, that was him.
In a situation, let's just say for the sake of argument.
Right.
Young Fly hosting the Oscars.
Right.
He makes a joke.
Right.
Somebody takes offense, they come up on. I mean, because in that setting,
right.
You have to understand now, you do your comedy show, you in a hoodie, you in jeans,
right.
You know what I'm saying, you in sneaks, but you're just the Oscars.
Right.
You in tux.
Right.
Velvet, top of the line name brand designer.
Right.
You're not expecting this. So when somebody leave, you make a joke about somebody's significant other,
right.
And that person gets up out the seat and walks up on the stage, what is Young Fly thinking?
Okay. Now, I fuck with both parties.
Yes.
All right. I'm a fan of both parties' art. They both legends in my eyes. no matter even the situation that happened, it doesn't affect their legacy in my eyes.
Right. Yeah,
Right?
I'm
understood.
understood.
But I want that need to be the narrative.
Yeah.
But they try to drag it and go all the way down.
Right.
It shouldn't affect their legacy.
I'm gonna
period.
see Chris Rock when he come on, and I'm gonna go see Will Smith if he do another movie.
Facts. Most definitely. We're gonna support both of them. But if you want to dissect it, let's be real. Let's be grown men.
Okay, let's
be grown men.
Okay.
All right. The joke can be broken down in multiple ways if you're intellectual and understand.
Okay.
Have you ever seen G.I. Jane?
Yes.
Okay. They said G.I. Jane.
Demi Moore played G.I. Jane.
G.I. Jane had an entanglement
Mm-hmm.
in the movie. I didn't know that. So a lot of people who ain't seen G.I. Jane
Right.
don't know that maybe that would have been the angle he took.
Right.
So for those who don't know that angle, they only seen
The bald head.
the bald head angle. So we don't know how close of enough friends they are for that to be a joke
Right.
about my significant other.
Right.
Or even if, do we joke like this off camera?
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like if we joke like this off camera, they cool.
Right.
They ain't tripping. But if we don't joke like this off camera, why we gotta do it on camera?
But he said a joke earlier.
Right.
But remember when Will Smith boycotted the Oscar because he said there wasn't enough inclusiveness or diversity.
Right.
And Jada said she was going to boycott too.
Right.
Chris Rock said, "Well, ain't nobody invite Jada."
Right. Understood.
But see, for me, I think this is years of people saying he'll wax. Will Smith was the first rapper to get a Grammy.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody says his rap are soft.
Right.
But here he goes from the rapper, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air to a box office.
Facts.
Still feel that he doesn't get the credit. They're making jokes. Everybody making jokes. What's that entanglement? You making jokes too.
I'm gonna be 100. I'm gonna be 100. I made one too. I ain't gonna lie, I made one. Everybody made one. But let's just say he's human.
Yeah.
Is he not allowed to be emotionally frustrated?
Not on me.
I understand that.
Not on me. He can't be. Not on me. He can't be. He sure cannot. He absolutely cannot on me. No. Fly, that ain't gonna happen. DZ, that ain't gonna happen.
You better walk your ass down that way.
Hey, you better,
listen.
you
Okay,
better bite your lip.
I understand. But what I'm saying is, he's human.
Yeah.
He's emotionally frustrated. Now, and this is what also I took at. Here's a man who is also motivated by his wife.
Yeah.
Now, you got the clip of them laughing it off, right?
At first. He was laughing.
Right.
And then
We don't know what the hell happened when they took the camera off. He looked at her. And when he looked at her, that's just like you shooting a jump shot, right? You about to shoot a free throw. You got the jittery bug. You like, man, I'm about to miss this motherfucker. Then I look over there at my girl and she like, you better make this motherfucker. You know what I am finna make this motherfucker. Yeah. That's what I felt. Like he was like, damn, that's crazy. Wow. He looked at his wife and was like,
uh-oh.
You right. I should go up there and hit that motherfucker. Like that's what I felt that for. But now let's take it in the OG Chris Rock. We gon' speak some real. Can I speak some real?
Yeah, do that. That's what we do.
Real. All right. The way we handle situations, I felt like the way it was handled, it was handled with class a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah, it was.
Because at the end of the day, stuff like that happen all the time in the hood, but it's really supposed to be like a brawl situation.
Yeah.
I don't care where we at, what's going on.
Yeah.
Damn this mic.
Yeah, I believe
it's going
I
down.
believe any place other than the Oscars.
But this what I'm saying. The Oscars owe Chris Rock.
Yeah.
They owe Chris Rock. He kept y'all quote unquote legacy name alive.
Chris Rock or Will Smith ass with
Listen, woo! If you want to be, the gloves outside. Just in case y'all want to get it off the chair, the gloves is outside.
Yes.
You hear me?
Yes.
But if we want to keep it 100, he was like, when it happened, he was like, wow.
Because they done had to end the Oscars. If he'd have reacted like you or I would have reacted,
it was over with.
The Oscars would only been 20 minutes long.
It was over with.
A 2.5 hour show.
15 minutes.
Yeah. So however soon he came in.
So he handled that with
He
class.
did.
Even though he was like, God damn it. I'm going to see you after
I can't believe.
But right now.
I can't believe he did that.
I can't.
No, I'm saying that's what Chris Rock probably saying.
Right.
I can't believe. Because when he said it, well, I'm like, because I'm thinking like everybody else. Man, I know this man ain't just walk. That's a skit.
Man, that boy. Listen, the Oscars owe him. The Oscars owe him. That's why he said, man, listen, I'm gonna worry about Will later. Oscars, y'all need to pay me. Because I kept y'all show alive, y'all name alive,
Yeah.
and I handled this with class.
He did.
I just got slapped, nigga, y'all.
On national
listen,
television.
You know how mad I would have been at the Oscars? You know how bad I want to fuck this motherfucker up?
Hey.
I saved this.
You.
Somebody wash my feet, please.
I'm trying to figure out where.
Right now.
You know, ain't nowhere we ever at. Somebody can walk up and slap somebody.
Nobody. In the day of life, I don't care if you ain't the gangster or nothing. Somebody gonna be trying to get hurt.
Yes.
He handled that with class, and it was like,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm gonna deal with it later, man. I got a job to do. Oscars, I'm gonna holler at y'all in a minute. Let's keep going. Run the teleprompter. You feel what I'm saying? So I gotta sit there and say, you know what? My boy handled that with class, man.
He did. Hey, take your hat off to him. Let me ask you, your style. Who are some of your favorite comedians?
Bernie Mac, Cat Williams, Mike Epps, Kevin Hart, you know what I'm saying, Tony Roberts, Carlos Miller. These are like my favorites, like the ones I watch. Earthquakes, you know what I'm saying? Even women, some more. Monique. Listen, like people gotta understand when you're studying the game, you gotta. Dale is fire. It's a lot of it. Like I can really sit there. I can't really sit down and say like which one my favorite, right? Because I like them all. If you make me laugh, you consider the favorite to me.
Right. Yeah.
You've done what you're supposed to do.
Right.
You've done it. So it's like I sit there and I study the game and I just sit there and take what everybody has brought to the game and I'm like, oh, this is what she does. This is their angle. This is how they set that up. That's why that was so funny. You feel what I'm saying? But my favorite all time, got to be Bernie Mac. If I can sit and have any conversation with any comedian,
Bernie would like that.
Whew, I got it. Because I know he would have kept it so real. Like, he would have kept it all the way 100. DC, fuck every last one of you. Fuck. You say what the fuck you want to say.
That's...
I was like, all right, that's the shit I like to hear.
Is that the natural transition? Because we saw it with Richard Pryor.
Right.
We've seen it with Eddie Murphy. We see it with Kevin Hart.
Right.
We see it with so many comedians.
Right.
Start out doing the stand-up and then transition to television. Right. Is that something that you saw or it just happened?
I just wanted to do the music and I always wanted to act. I never saw myself telling jokes in front of people. I always seen myself in front of people, but it was for either music or I'm doing theater, but I'm not telling jokes.
Right.
That was not a form of a profession to us in the hood.
Right.
You sell dope, play sports, or, you know, do the other stuff. Right. You feel me? But once I realized this is what I'm supposed to be doing, like, it was way easier for me to just be like, I want to be a comedian, and all of a sudden the light shine.
Right.
Like, that was all I was missing.
And it's less dangerous, too.
Yeah, but, I mean, as you can see, well, we...
I don't know that.
It goes down. You feel what I'm saying? But it's when you can bring a group of people and make them forget about everything that they're going through.
Right.
You're doing God's work.
Right. Cube thinking about doing another Friday.
Come on, man.
And you've been like, man, I think Smokey. Nobody could do Smokey.
I ain't supposed to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway because we get old. I don't care. Chris Tucker out his mouth told me, literally, this year. Sorry, OG, I'm sad, we're getting old, okay? He said, if I play his son, he'll be in the movie. So if this ever reach out to anybody who will get anybody, I promise you, out his mouth, this is what he said to me. He said, if you play my son, I'll be in the movie. I swear.
Well, Cube owed me I want a little cameo. I got to do something.
You got to.
Let me be Debo. I'll be Debo.
But you know what I'm about to say? You could be the new, what's it called? What's his name?
Oh.
Damon. Yeah, Terry Crews.
Yeah.
You be do Terry. I don't think nobody's scared of Terry no more. He come in doing that. They be like, man, get your ass on, man.
But is that something that you would like? I mean, would you like to do movies?
I would love to. I like doing drama. Did you see the role in the BMF?
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you see it?
I saw that.
Come on, 50.
I saw
you told me you were gonna put me in some more, man. I worked for it. I keep telling you, man. I want auditions, but no, I wanted to say when I did that role, I said, man, I need to grasp this role. And shout out to Miss Tasha, man. She is, you know the mother that was in who played in ATL?
No.
Who was the mother of the twins? The mother of the twins, Miss Tasha, She was the director of that.
Okay.
When I say,
Oh yeah. I know you're talking about. Yes. I know you're talking about.
Yes.
Yes. I know you're talking about now.
She was the director of that whole of my episode. And when I say, man, she got an eye for it.
Right.
She got the real gritty eye for
Yes.
it. And when one thing I could say about playing that role, I wanted to really grasp the gritty of the timepiece. I like period pieces. I want to go back in time. I don't want to do none of this in 2015, 2022. Nothing which you got to hold your phone up talking about my followers.
Right.
I don't want to be in a movie like that.
Right.
Not about no followers.
Right.
I want to go to some real period pieces where it hitting people.
Right.
That's real drama where people
Right.
gonna sit down and be like, well, they good.
Right.
So when I did BMF and the way it came out, man, I said, I don't want them folk to see DC on Fly. I want them folk to see the actual character that I'm playing.
Right.
A real folk on a hustler. And that's what they seen.
Who's your favorite actor?
I like to study Forrest Whitaker. Even though I talk about the back of his neck a lot, it's still,
Yeah.
I still like to study him. Everybody know Denzel and Will. But a lot of people sleep on Cuba Gooding Jr. though. You know, I like to go study like real drama, like roles.
Right.
And who else is a great actor that I like to just watch like that? Everything basically what Denzel playing. I kind of
Denzel.
I kind of watch Training Day all the time.
Yeah.
Just to get like that edgy, cutthroat in the streets, but you still clean feel.
Right.
I like to watch that
Yeah,
a lot. I like to watch that like a lot. You feel what I'm saying? But I want to say like I like to look at Cuba Gooding Jr. a lot too though.
Right.
Like especially like the old pieces that he used to do, and a lot of Samuel Jackson movies.
Samuel Jackson.
You can't go wrong with Sam. He got about 199,000 movies.
Yeah, Sam and everything.
No cap. No cap. You like, damn, when he played this with Clint Eastwood. Yeah, with Clint Eastwood. Damn.
What athlete is DC Young Fly? What professional athlete is DC Young Fly?
Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders prime time, baby. That's South right there. It's and to be 100, Vic. Mike Vic. I don't really think he had no shot after that situation. Like, man, I don't think people understand what Vic did to our city, man.
I was in there full out. They don't. That's what.
We had Jamal Anderson. We had all that was cool. All that little
Dirty
time
Bird,
we had
yeah.
little Dirty Bird.
Dirty
Yeah,
Bird was
that
lit.
was cool. Even when Deion came out there, that was great. Deion but when we had Vic,
Michael Vick experience was crazy.
that shit down there give me teary-eyed. Cause niggas never wanted to go to no football game. I'm talking about that's all the city was talking about was Sunday football. Where you finna watch Vic at? Where you finna go to watch Vic?
Yep.
And Vic would show out every game. I don't care if he having a bad game.
Yep.
Man, he just was gonna show out, bro. And we ain't never seen like an elite dynamic player like.
I ain't never heard of it.
I ain't never seen
about no
nobody.
tailgate. Now they talk about tailgate. I'm like, hold on.
Tailgate? I don't even know what tailgate was. Folk were watching that nigga outside the stadium who couldn't even get in. They across the street.
Yep.
It just have a great impact he had, bro. And man, when I said I ain't never seen nothing like it, I couldn't really see Jordan like that.
Right.
But I was a youngin.
Right.
I couldn't see none of the elite superstars
Right.
for real because I'm a child.
Right.
This was my first elite super
Right.
with AI.
Yes.
But I was catching the end of it until I actually understood what was going on.
Right.
But when I actually knew what this 03, 04 prime Michael Vick is all I know about. Every Sunday, tune in, watch.
Yeah.
And he was the most dynamic like athlete I've ever seen play.
I read that you didn't get the part for Coming to America too.
Right.
You wanted that?
Yeah. Shit, why not? Good money, be around all them good people, all them A-list actors. Hell yeah, I want to be in there. Who don't? Eddie Murphy, what up, Ed? You feel me? But it was like, even though I did it, the proper steps that I was taking, it doesn't matter. You're still in the facility.
Right.
You're there. You feel what I'm saying? And it was a way to show the people that even when you don't get picked, you can still be happy for somebody.
Right.
This is their time.
Right.
This is their time to shine.
Right.
We still got a W because at the end of the day, it was a big black movie and all the stars was in there.
Right.
Let's
Shot in
salute,
Atlanta.
let's salute the movie. You
Right.
dig what I'm saying? But I
Right.
did read for the part. And I did read for the part for Jazz and for Bel Air.
Okay.
Yeah. But I didn't get that either. But they got to know that this is the game. That's how it is.
But do those experiences of you not getting the part motivate you even more to like, you know what?
Yes.
I'm one of these days they're gonna have me read for a part in a big movie and I'm gonna get it.
Yes. Because at the end of the day, people don't understand. It's a big situation. It's a union with how anything come together about, when I say union, that means somebody on your team that's fighting for you.
Right.
So if the director or the casting agent or anybody that's on the opposite side of where you trying to go is not fighting for you, plus you doing the work yourself, it's, you know this, it's all about relationships and resources.
Exactly.
All right, them folk, I already got who they really want over there, for real, for real.
Right.
It don't matter if he was better or I was better. They already got somebody who they really want. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, at the end of the day, I want to continue fighting, but by them seeing me in auditions and my name keep coming across, it's just gonna end up saying, well goddamn, we'll have to give him a role one of these days.
Is there a role that you turned down you wish you hadn't?
Hell no.
You accept it all. If they say read, they say you got.
No, I think I tell you that. I didn't say that I wish I had. I turned down Undercover Brother too.
What?
Because I was literally right after House How High To.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I'm always about elevation.
Right.
I'm all about elevation, and, you know, they were just coming with the same paycheck. Like, literally the same one.
Right.
Once I did this, they was like, here go the same paycheck. I was like, no. This was my point in time in the game where I had to learn to turn down money.
Right.
And I told my agent, I was like, man, we can do the movie if y'all really want. If y'all really want to, we can do Undercover Brother too. They like, no, now we have to show them that it's not about the bread.
Right.
You have a brand. They're not gonna keep coming at you with remakes.
Same.
Then you're gonna be typecasting and all you're gonna be is the nigga who do all the remakes.
Right.
You wanna do another movie, another lookalike? We got the perfect lookalike.
Right.
Than me. I'm just another nigga who look like a nigga in the old movie.
Let me ask you.
With Asana, you can drive clarity and impact at scale by connecting work and workflows to company-wide goals. Asana, a smarter way to work. Try for free today at asana.com.
You had an opportunity when Nick Cannon went through what he went through.
Right.
They were going to replace him.
Allegedly.
With you.
Keep grabbing my water, bro. See that cube? It ain't going nowhere. I just play.
They were going to replace him with you.
Mm-hmm.
And you say, nah. There are not very many people that would have turned that down.
Right.
Because that's a bigger paycheck. That's bigger, you know, probably show credit.
Right.
And you say, nah, my man been too good to me. I can't do him like
See,
that.
one thing about how the industry work, they send little tricks to see would you or would you not.
Right.
So I never got on the phone with nobody and they was negotiating or whatever, but it was an interview and somebody said, hey man, you know, there's talks and woo-da-woo-da-woo, you know, they want you to woo-da-woo-da-woo, and would you take his position? I'm like, nah. And let this be the interview to tell everybody whoever it need to tell to.
Right.
I'm not taking no position because whatever's going, I got to support my brother in whatever's going on.
Right.
Hey, whatever he got going on, I just got to support him. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not taking no position from somebody who put me on.
Right.
Who does that?
Right.
Not over here in this community, not in the black community. We don't do that. You feel what I'm saying? So it was like I had to be there at all points of time, and I just had to ride the situation out. And here we is today, Wild 'N Out back on, Wild 'N Out tour going crazy, and we just shot another season and got 2 more seasons that we finna do.
How difficult, Wildin' Out, because you guys are right there and you know, y'all bagging on each other.
Right.
How difficult is it just to come off the cuff?
That's one of the greatest improv shows I ever been on. You feel what I'm saying? Because it teaches you to stay on your toes at all times. Cause you on stage with all these different people, and they with it. They is with all the fuck shit, and they tearing you up left and right. So you have to be on point.
Right.
And that's why I love that show, because it's a family-oriented show.
Right.
From the dude who's on the camera, from the dude who's carrying the ropes for the camera, everybody is a family. So once we got kicked off air, you could feel like our family was kind of like disrupted a little bit.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, but it was like this show right here actually feed a lot of people. And when we get on stage, bro, just being on that stage with your friends, bro, it's like you can't do nothing but have fun.
I remember I just heard you say that, you know, Nick's your guy. You trying to catch it with kids?
Man, I'm trying to get 10. Hopefully I can get there. As long as it work, however long I can work, I'm trying to get 10.
10.
10. I need to have big old legs.
Your old lady good with that?
Mm-hmm. She sure live. Ain't you, baby? Sure live.
Actor, rapper.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the greatest actor, rapper of all time? A rapper, actor of all time.
Rapper, actor? You gotta give it to Ice Cube.
Better than Will? Better than LL? I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
Will, how many albums Will have?
Will has some albums now.
He got some albums, or do we know him for an actor? Now, nah.
Yeah, he get jiggy with it.
Get jiggy with
Parents
it.
don't understand.
Parents don't understand, and he got that.
Summertime. Yeah, that's the greatest summer song ever.
All right, I give you that. But his acting career was way longer than his rapping career.
Yeah.
Okay. Ice Cube acting career.
Yeah.
And rapping career is almost neck and neck.
It's still going on.
It's still neck and neck. You talking about NWA, man?
What about the GOAT? LL. LL on TV right now.
In the house.
Huh?
Got In the House.
Yeah.
You got Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah. Man, LL. What he in SWAT?
He was it.
What he in the movie? Yeah, he was in the movie with Samuel Jackson.
SWAT.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I ain't saying that. We talking about Ice Cube, man. He's with everybody. He's doing like all the comedy duos with Kevin Hart and Mike Epps. He went the Fridays. He gave us like classics. We talking about not somebody who did movies. Now, you want to say top 5? Yeah, definitely my top 5. You said number 1. So you can't fight number 1. You trying to fight number 1?
No. I'm just putting it out there. I put Will Smith
Will definitely in my top 5.
I put LL out there.
But you know what? I say Will. I say Cube number 1. I put LL out there, and I put Will out there. Like even with Ice-T, like he's not in my top 5. He done it.
Okay. What about Method Man?
Method Man, his acting career is starting to like go crazy, like for real.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
He getting the look. If he would have got looks back then.
What about 50? Now, see, now I look at you. Now you got to sit down and scratch your head. Now you
No, because I'm going to be 100, because even before IQ, Tupac had that on lock.
Yeah, Tupac, yeah.
Tupac had on. We talking about dramatic role, Juice.
Poetic Juice.
Like, Juice was like a real all-time, like, damn, you don't even see Tupac for real. You see a whole nother person. Man, that question hard, man. When you start bringing up people and shit, because then everybody got a substitute. Everybody good. LL good. Shit. Ice-T ass good. Goddamn shit. Everybody good. T.I. good too. Shit.
You know what I want you to do?
What?
I want you to give me your Mount Rushmore comedians. You get 4 guys to put on your Mount Rushmore.
4 guys?
4.
4. Okay, bet. These my 4. These my 4 that I don't think nobody really like fuck with. They some chillin'. Gotta give Bernie.
Okay.
Richard Pryor.
Okay.
Robert Harris.
Okay.
Yeah. Man. I only get 4?
You only get 4?
I only get 4. Yeah.
4.
Damn. That crazy. That crazy, cause I ain't been on the road with OG, but man, that nigga's a killer. He's a GOAT. Like, I ain't never seen nobody do this the way he do it. Cat Weir.
Cat?
Cat.
How you left Chappelle? You know Chappelle ain't on your thing, right?
Chappelle is lit. He's a GOAT. You said my Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
He's my. If you can. Who your 4 is?
No, that ain't me. I ain't no comedian.
I'm talking about. You got Robert Harris.
Yeah.
This is.
Well, I mean, for me, Eddie Murphy.
Bernie Mac.
Eddie Murphy.
Them 2 together is just.
Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor got to be on any Mount Rushmore.
Richard Pryor is the up.
Richard Pryor is the standard which everybody's measured to.
He set the tone. You see a little bit of Richard Pryor. Everybody.
Yeah.
I don't even care. You also see a little bit of Bill Cosby and Richard Pryor.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He tried to be like him.
A lot of, but it wasn't that he.
But that wasn't his style.
It wasn't that. To be honest, it was just it added essence to his comedy.
Yes.
The facial expressions, the
right,
the tone, the way he would use it. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The way that he'd be like, hard going, boy.
Yeah.
Like I used to like all that. I'm like, ooh, that boy, that good. You feel me? But that's my mount. That's my mount. What about yours?
I would go Richard Pryor.
Okay.
Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
Chappelle.
Okay. Yee.
I'm going Bernie Mac too.
Yeah, Bernie, you can't. Bernie?
I'm going.
I keep Bernie for last, just for folks thinking it's still a game. I'm like, nigga,
But
I still got Bernie in the back.
But it's so many. But when you think about
the game,
really,
open.
I mean, there's so many.
The game is open.
Yeah, but I don't know how you have a Mount Rushmore if Eddie and Richard's not on it.
Okay, so let's talk sports. Who you think killing in the game right now? Who the best NBA player?
When Doug and Andre came to TurboTax,
we navigated a turbulent housing market by
buying a motorhome.
But we didn't know the first thing about filing taxes as first-time home buyers.
I knew how to make their move count. We file taxes for millions of new homeowners and guarantee 100% accuracy on land and sea.
Was that a shark? Yes.
Make your moves count. Intuit TurboTax, 100% accuracy guaranteed.
For me, the best, I would say
right
Giannis is the best NBA player.
Really?
Yeah.
Right now?
Yeah.
Why you say?
Because two-time MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, coming off the finals, MVP last year, dropped a 50-piece in the closing game.
Right.
I mean, he's just getting better and better every year.
Right.
And that's not a knock.
Physicality, he's dominating. He's dominating.
Yeah. Look, there are stars.
Right.
There are stars that can have superstar moments.
Right.
And then there are superstars.
Right.
Giannis, LeBron,
right.
KD, Luka, Jokic,
right.
Embiid. Those are superstars.
Right.
Now, there are stars that can have superstar moments. Those are two different things.
So you got stars, which means stats.
Stars.
When you got superstars, they're like, okay, I see why you're in the NBA.
Yeah, they like when you're not gonna be able to tell the story
right
without talking them. So who?
See, I like excitement. Like I like excitement. Like the B100, LeBron grew on me.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I wasn't a LeBron fan. I always like excitement. Like he took it business. He took NBA business line.
Yeah.
And he took control of it.
Yeah.
And when you see stats, for anybody to be a LeBron hater right now, you just a fool.
Yeah, they just hating. You just said that they hate.
You're pure hating. He's top 2 or 3 in everything.
Mm-hmm.
We talking about almost everything, and still maybe got 3 years left to still add on to his stats. And he's probably the most. Is he the number 1 highest paid in NBA?
No, he ain't the highest paid, but he's gonna be probably by the time he retires, he's gonna be the first guy to reach $1 billion status. Straight out of high school.
Right now, he's the all-time, greatest of all time. But see, I like moments. I like somebody that talk trash on the show. I like a Kevin Garnett attitude.
You like, like trash talking.
I want you to be able to control. You gotta understand, this arena,
it's
energy. If you can control this energy, you are now not only they're coming to see you, like they come to see you play,
right?
But they come to see you perform,
right?
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like a Russell Westbrook, one of my favorites to see play because he just.
Well, I tell you what, can we have Trey Young? We'll trade him to you for that.
You know Trey ain't going nowhere, but I know how ATL is, man. Man, listen, y'all need to do my boy right. Y'all need to build a team around him. Don't let him go.
So what they gonna do with LeBron?
What you talking about, the Lakers?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's y'all problem.
You just had some ideas.
I mean, he really need to come to Atlanta if he tired.
Who?
LeBron?
No, he ain't come to Atlanta.
Why? That's where he need to come to if he tired. Cause y'all did all that and talked about Russell Westbrook, and he had like the most. I think he was like the number 1 player, like in all the little stats they had in LA, like the most points and most rebounds and all that. He didn't.